Greetings, sentient beings. This broadcast is not intended for children. There will be strong language and adult themes.
All right, so we have Purple's birthday today.
Everybody in the chat. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I can't hear the chat singing. What's going on? I guess they don't care. You there? Are you there, Perp?
Yeah, I'm just muting my mic because I'm coughing and things and just generally having problems with my allergies, which is making me make disgusting noises. But hey, we've okay, who have we got inside chat now? I see Greg Hartwick, and Godless Granny.
Hi, Granny.
Cheryl Kistner, Spooky, Stool.
Stool? That guy owes me money.
Well, you know you'll always get Stool if you put up a picture of a cake. Stool can't resist cake. For Jenny's birthday, we're going to have to get somebody to make a cake that looks like a tardigrade.
Don't bother. That's okay.
Hey,
unless they can reinforce some mailing and mail it to me, that'd be okay. But be sure to use UPS because the postal service is too slow around here.
Yeah. Birthdays are good for you. Studies have proven that people who have lots of birthdays live longer.
Well, I should try to have 2 or 3 a year then. Would that make sense?
Well, doesn't being trans mean you get 2 birthdays a year?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it does.
I probably should have spaced mine out a little more. They're only about a month apart now. Hey, Doc Fearsome.
Good old Doc Fearsome from the developing fascist state of Iowa.
And Mage brought the cake.
Ooh,
that looks like a good one. Good basic chocolate cake.
Purple cake.
Well, I can see the icing looks purple.
Yeah, it's a little bit of purple in the cake too.
Yeah, it could be the color and my monitor's a bit off. I'm not seeing that so well. Then again, my color vision is not the greatest.
Oh, quit whining. You made it 58 years and you're not totally broken?
Oh, I'm not whining. I'm just stating a fact. It's always been that way. It's a trade-off. That color vision or night vision is a mirror of the ratio of rods to cones in your eyes. I've got excellent night vision, which means I'm not going to have good color vision. You get one or the other.
Actually, I kind of have a bit of both.
Well, then you've got a better balance.
I have a bit of neither.
Yeah, I think I can see almost as well as the cat at night.
I used to like it back in the darkroom days in photography, where you'd be at work and you'd be in the darkroom for 8 hours, and then you come out, and the lights, are kept low in the area because everybody knows it's going to be shell shocked with brightness. But then you go outside, and your eyes, even though they've adjusted back to semi-normal, you go outside and it's just this huge rush of intense light, and it's just too much to take sometimes.
Yeah.
In a color darkroom, it that's with the black and white I'm talking. The color darkroom is absolutely black, no light whatsoever. You have to do everything by touch.
The issue with me is I actually have not enough pigment in my eyes to filter the light properly.
Oh yeah?
Basically, the light just goes in and just bounces around in there. It's like blinds me.
I hadn't heard of that before. Yeah, my eyes are just very light sensitive. I have trouble in bright lights. I always have to wear sunglasses going outside.
Yeah, same here.
Mage, maybe you could get some of those colored contact lenses. Turn your eyes red or something.
I've considered that, getting some kind of contact lenses that'll help filter the light.
We'll do either red ones or all white.
Actually, I wanted to get all black.
Oh, that would be good too.
Yeah, I know we've got a number of people in our groups that are very light sensitive, or just night people in general. We've got a lot of nocturnal people who try to avoid the sunlight. There we go, Jenny. Somebody came in just a little late.
And who would that have been?
I just put up on the screen this Megan Fox, who I'm not really familiar with. I'm not sure who this is.
I think she's that movie star that was in Transformers, isn't it?
Well, yes. But I don't know unless somebody, paid her to come into my chat. I don't get many famous people in here.
Carol, I would wear glasses a lot too, but I every time I get some sunglasses, I lose them. So that gets expensive after a while.
Yeah, I've had that problem too. So I buy some cheap wraparound sunglasses. I get on eBay. They cost me less than $3 a pair.
What I bought was a case of safety glasses that were retinted.
Yeah, just the ones I have. It's pretty much, I know they're not going to last me more than a couple of months, even if I don't lose them. Well, so I just always buy a couple pairs at a time.
The safety glasses have lasted me a long time. I haven't really needed to use any other. I've just done the one pair for years. I've got a whole box of them.
Megan, what is your after transformation name? Like Omega Prime, or what kind of name like that is it?
No, I think Megan's saying there's somebody who's been here a long time who's recently transitioned.
No, we're talking about Transformers.
Yeah.
Yeah, driving at night, that is definitely gotten questionable in my case.
Yeah, even driving at night, I have some sunglasses that have the amber lenses because I need something to cut the glare of the oncoming headlights.
I may have to consider that.
If you want to cut the glare of oncoming lights, you use a polarizing lens, not a colored lens.
Polarizing lens, though, does darken things in general and makes it harder to see stuff that's like off to the sides of the road.
Well, yes, that's true, but it actually gets rid of the glare.
Yeah, but makes it harder to watch for animals, and then you get something like a deer jumping in front of your van.
Oh, that never happens. I'm sorry. That must have been really scary, hitting one like that.
Honestly, it happened so fast I didn't have a chance to react to it, but yeah, the after effect of, sitting there for 3 hours trying to get a tow truck, that was the part that was scary.
Did the deer die?
I have no idea. It's like it happened and I couldn't see it anymore, so I don't know if it just kind of got flung off to the side of the road or if it managed to get away. Considering the amount of damage to the van, I would be surprised if it survived very long.
In Wisconsin, if you kill a deer with your car, the state gives you right of first refusal, and you can take it home if you want and butcher it.
Michigan does that too. I do not have the facilities to butcher an animal, so that would not have been an option.
Most of us don't.
Or store, right?
Just a field gutting it would be is an awful mess. Oh God.
Yeah, well, my brother did that when he hit a deer, but he's a hunter, so he's used to doing the field gutting.
Well, I've got a storm coming in, so if I get knocked off, I can hear the thunder.
Well, we'll expect you to dial back in. That's all.
The sound of distant thunder. Just don't step on a butterfly.
Hey, Randall's here. Hi, Randall.
Hey, Randall.
You have been around for a while?
Randall's been touring, so I expect that's made it harder for him to be online.
Oh, I suppose.
He posted a short video on his YouTube channel a week or so ago. Thanks, Carrie. Yeah, I'm actually only like the 10th person in my family to hit a deer, so I'm just no one in my family is really having much reaction to it. I'm actually surprised I got through the 5 years living in Upper Michigan without hitting one. I had one hit me in that time.
I've gotten pretty good at spotting them before they cross.
Yeah, well, the problem was I was driving. It was just a 2-lane state highway, and there were just enough cars coming the other way that I couldn't keep my brights on, so I couldn't really see much off to the sides. So heavily wooded area, and it's like, yeah, every time I've driven that stretch, I've seen a couple of deer, and just assorted roadkill lying around there. So I knew it was a hazardous area. That's why I was only doing about 45 miles an hour in a 65-mile zone.
I get to break the law with my car and its headlights. I buy these European design headlights to replace my headlight assemblies. They got the lens on the front like everything does nowadays. But instead of it just being a clear lens, it is a focused Fresnel, basically, and it directs a good portion of the light to the side of the road. I actually can light up the side of the road better than I can light up the car in front of me. And if you're out and driving, you can actually see the pattern of the beam. They call it a Z beam, where it goes across at a low level, and then broadens way much as it hits to the side of the road. It's pretty useful. They're technically illegal, but
well,
screw them.
Part of the thing with European headlights is they drive on the other side of the road.
No, only in England.
No, most of Europe does.
No, that's not true. No. Germany certainly doesn't. France doesn't. Belgium doesn't. I'm not positive about Italy, but I'm pretty sure they don't, and I'm pretty sure Spain doesn't. A lot of the Slavic nations, they're all on the right side. You got England, Australia, I believe Japan, and I'm not sure about China. I don't think so, but they might be left-handers. But that's about all you got for left-hand driving is some of the old British colonies and stuff.
I thought most of Europe was left-handed.
Yes,
Okay,
you're right, Spooky. I'm sorry. It's a Z beam.
Yeah. Yeah, Carrie, I know that the deer was suicidal. I mean, the second before impact, I heard him saying something about his wife running off with an 8-point buck.
So what, your headlights can make monsters grow?
Well, they have to be planted first, but I suppose they could.
And Spook is right, it would be a Z beam.
Is that
They're really
what-
bright. In addition to the focused lenses that I bought, I also converted them to what do you call that? Jeez, not halogen, but even more annoying one.
LED?
No,
No, the LED ones are fine. The halogen ones I hate when a car has those coming at you. Yeah, I know there's another kind, but I can't remember what gas they use. Yeah, I do still feel I have a better than average chance to make it past 100, which unfortunately at this point, there's a chance that means I could outlive the planet itself.
Hi, Ox.
I'm
Hi,
not quite
Demon.
sure if this planet has another 40 years left that it can continue to support our species.
I hope this year and this weather that we're having right now shakes some people up who have been denying that climate change exists.
It's going to depend on the election a lot because, the Republicans want to continue to promote the climate denial. So it's a matter of how many Republicans can we get out of Congress.
Well, Phoenix is in its 28th or 29th day of over 110 or over.
Yep. Oh yeah, there are a whole bunch of places that have for more than a week straight.
Yeah,
broken the
everybody's
record high
breaking records.
temperatures.
And every storm that's coming through is breaking records and destroying millions of dollars worth of shit.
Yeah.
And the rainstorms that are coming are flooding stuff. And
the patterns have shifted here because we don't get as much rain and snow as we used to. All the storms keep shifting a little too far south and missing us. You're getting it. You're getting it instead of us because you're getting flooded out while we have a drought.
We always get flooded out because we're in a river valley. And Minneapolis is not.
Yeah, well, I'm in St. Cloud, but...
Same thing.
Well, no, we're on the Sauk River, so there are sections that we expect to get flooded.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, it's not happening. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take 2 aspirin, call me in the morning.
Yeah, it's pretty much the Republican campaign slogan.
They're not Republicans anymore. Did you hear they changed their name? It's spelled differently too. It's REPUBL capital QANAZI. Republicanacy.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Damon. Congratulations on making another year.
Yeah,
how old are you, Demon? You have to tell. That's the rules.
Old enough.
Honestly, if you're old enough to buy your own booze and too young to retire, nothing in between there really matters. I mean, okay, a little more than old enough to buy your own booze. That there is something about until you're 25, it isn't just the brain development thing they talk about, but you have to live on your own for a few years before you really have passed some of the major milestones.
Gallstones.
Yeah, fortunately, I haven't had any of those problems.
Neither have I.
I've got a lot of health issues, but aside from the chronic insomnia, none of it's likely to kill me.
I got a lot to do tomorrow. I ran out of chicken in feed, so those poor neglected chickens had to make do with extra treats today.
Don't you give them table scraps?
Yeah, they get. I cobbled together whatever I could to feed them. I had some oatmeal, some popcorn, some bird seed. I gave them some extra mealworms. It was good for them. But I had a little bit. I had a little bit of the chicken feed left. I gave them whatever I had left, but I gotta go out and get some more and Also, gotta get more dog food. I have to get some gas. So,
Well, if you're
Well-
feeding them popcorn, you better be careful about keeping them out of the sun today.
isn't quite that hot yet.
I found a new treat.
Oh.
You know those the little flavoring things that you can put in like a bottle of water that you buy or something.
Oh, those.
They're like $1 for 6 or 8 of them, depending on the brand.
Mm-hmm.
And they're way over concentrated and way too sweet. So instead of doing them with a 16.9 ounce water, I can do them with a whole quart, and they're still it tastes just fine.
Yeah, there were some of those I liked, but then they went to them all being sugar-free, and I can't take the artificial sweeteners.
Yeah, no.
Well, I can, and so I do.
Yeah, but
I-
at one
I
time
love
there was a
them. They're
brand of
so
them that
nummy.
used real sugar, and I liked those.
They're really, really nummy.
Yeah.
And Molly here started misbehaving yesterday with the walk, barking at other dogs. She wasn't being aggressive. It was just being exciting, But I think some of the people took it as aggression.
Yeah.
I need to work on her not to do that.
There's a thing I can't remember what it's called, the gentle leader or something. It looks like a muzzle, but it actually isn't. It goes over their face, and attaches to the leash.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, a gentle leader. I've actually heard good things about those from a lot of people, both experts and just people who have used them on their own dogs. That it's good to help the dog with leash training.
Don't really need that with her for right now. It's just
No, but one of the things is that it helps to teach them not to bark at everything.
Yeah, she just started doing this recently with the barking at other dogs, so I'm gonna have to work on her on that.
Hey, Alias.
Right now she's sleeping at my feet.
Okay, Mage Carrie needs some help with starting a composting system.
Oh.
Hi, Alias.
Something to amend the sandy forest soil.
Well, one thing I'd start with is covering it over with leaf litter, whatever you can find. Help mulch it, and that'll break down. Just let it break down. Also, grass clippings would work too. But if you want to jump over here real quick.
Yes, a ball gag would be wonderful.
Carol.
It's something you could share with your dog,
Carol, that's really my problem with any of the artificial sweeteners. Is it's not like an allergic reaction or anything. It's just all of them make me feel like my tongue's coated in plastic and nothing tastes right afterward.
Yeah.
Oh no, Stephanie's here.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's okay, Orb. Yeah, we don't mind the BDSM jokes here. I was in a BDSM relationship for a while, so.
TMI.
Here we are.
Yeah, well, TMI is kind of my tagline.
Hmm.
That I figure that's why I didn't get much response on the AMA sessions, because people already know far more about me than they ever wanted to.
You're an open book, Purple.
Well, see, okay, first of all, with my autism, I don't read the body language or the nonverbal cues. So I tend to give people literal answers to everything anyway. So I decided to run with that my whole adult life. especially with
see
my
that.
family,
I
I
like
will
it.
give them an open, honest answer to anything they ask me. And this has worked beautifully. For 30 years, no one in my family has dared ask me anything significant.
There.
That's great, I guess.
Hey, Dick.
It's
That-
awesome.
Yeah, that channel specializes in worm composting, so you can check them out.
Hi, Dick. Bye, Dick.
Oh. Oak leaves and pine needles, don't those both tend to be kind of acidic?
No. Yeah, well, yes and no, but you can use them for they're perfectly fine, and once they dry out, the acidity is gone.
Okay, so as long as you let them dry properly first. But if you compost them wet, they could be an issue.
No, if you're composting them, don't worry about the acidity.
okay.
It'll even itself out.
I'm pretty sure the only thing it's a must to keep out of your composting is black walnut, because that has that
Allelopathic. Well, that's even debatable, depending on, because the chemicals will, if you let it sit long enough, the chemicals for or allelopathic will break down.
well, every gardener I've ever pro gardener I've ever talked to says don't do it. Just
Yeah,
don't do it.
Usually, it can be a problem if you're using it fresh again, but if you're like doing a compost and you're letting it sit for a long time, like a year or two, it's gonna break down. The chemical's gonna break down. It's not gonna be a problem. But yeah, it's a general thing. Avoid black walnut. Avoid even sunflower. Actually, sunflowers are actually allelopathic as well.
Oh, did not know that. What I also know about black walnut is that if you have one in your yard and you have any kind of idea to get rid of it, but don't throw it away. Have the log, the large logs milled,
Oh, yeah.
and you got walnut wood there, and boy, can you get a lot of bucks for that shit.
Oh, you don't even have to mill
It's
it. There's a lot of
beautiful.
woodworkers who will pay you just for the logs. Yeah, that's highly prized by woodworkers and furniture makers.
It's beautiful and rock hard.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
When you mill it, Perp, you don't do it yourself. You call somebody and say, "Come over here and mill this." They have a portable, gigantic portable bandsaw, and they cut it down into planks, and you stack them up and let them dry.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying a lot of woodworkers have their own mills, or a lot of them just like to work from the logs themselves, especially if they're doing big wood turnings. So you don't even have to go through the effort of milling it, and you can still get a pretty good price for that stuff.
Yeah, but you can probably charge 50 to 75% more if you mill it.
Yeah.
Make a bunch of 2-inch slabs.
Wow, it's getting really dark in here.
I hope you don't lose power or anything.
There's a storm raging outside, and I have to go sailing in half an hour, and I'm not happy about it.
Fun. Yeah, I've got a storm coming over me too here.
You guys go out. You guys go out in a thunderstorm?
Oh Christ, we went out. If we're stupid, yeah, and yeah, we were stupid last week. A week ago today, we went out, and it was clear that the cell was kind of, the chances maybe it'll miss us, but no, it did not, and it was a great, big, huge, blew like crazy.
Okay, that's something I never expected to hear anybody say. That I have an ASMR voice.
Cash in. People pay big money.
I didn't think that my voice was that good. I have, when I do edited stuff, I have trouble listening to my own voice.
Well, you wouldn't have a good voice for like voiceovers on TV commercials and stuff like that. But I think she's right. ASMR might be just perfect for you.
I don't know. I don't even listen to that stuff because more than anything, ASMR most of the time just kind of creeps me out.
Welcome to the Purple.
Unless you're making $1,000 a month off it.
Yeah, well, Yeah, I certainly wouldn't mind some more income.
Welcome to the Purple's ASMR channel.
Today we have some cellophane.
Looks like it's
I don't know. Maybe I could develop a character for it. See, that kind of stuff I can do. There's a lot of stuff I can't really do myself. Oh, wow.
That little guy. It just went by. So
Ah.
it looks like we're in the clear.
Okay,
for a
just
while.
a small patch there.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, I
Yeah,
missed it.
there's a lot of stuff I can't do myself, but as a writer, if I can develop a character to do it, I can at least play the character for an hour or so.
Well, listen to some other people how they do it. You know, I'm sure everybody has their own style, but it could give you some ideas how to do it. And it's something
Yeah,
you can
I
practice
seriously
alone.
never gave it any thought because I didn't really think anybody'd want to listen to me like that.
I wouldn't, but that's only because I'm not into ASMR.
Yeah, neither am I.
I'd rather masturbate. You know, it's
Nice. Nice. Well, as long as you do it quietly, you know.
no, not when we're online.
Speak
No.
very, very softly.
Yeah.
Don't shout.
Are you getting flooded there, Stephanie?
No,
No.
Oh, that would be a horrible.
that was
thing to
just
do
a
to
very that was an intense little piece of weather that just went through. Very intense.
someone. That would be a
Well,
terrible
looks like-
prank to play on people.
What's that?
Well, if you do like an ASMR video and do it just all very soft and quiet for like 15 minutes, and then suddenly blow an air horn.
Yeah.
I'm thinking people wouldn't like that.
No, I don't think you'd get many people coming back to the channel, but it'd be good
Yeah,
for
or
a
a
one-time
hockey,
show.
a hockey siren or something like that.
And
Go!
next up for ASMR.
Well, maybe it would start a whole new type of ASMR. People who really like loud noises.
Yeah, Carol, I was born in the Catholic Church, so basically anything that you could enjoy had to be a sin.
You know, actually, I probably could go viral with people trying to prank ink each other with it.
Yep.
I haven't been rickrolled lately.
Is that good?
Oh, I love getting rickrolled. I think it's great how devious some people can be with fooling you to go to the site and get rickrolled. It's fun. It's fun.
I don't, I mean, it's the same as like clickbait things.
Well, kinda. I always think of clickbait as something that people do to bring you to something that isn't particularly savory, or they're trying to steal money from you or something like that.
Speaking about things that are unsavory, shall we retread the stuff we were talking about before we started the stream?
I don't know. Let's leave it up to the chat. Chat, you want to talk about some nasty, awful things that are going down in politics lately?
Yeah, are you up for us getting political?
With the LGBT community?
Actually, I think we tend to lose a few people from the audience when we start getting political for very long. I'm not saying that's something we shouldn't do. I'm just saying it happens.
I just gotta say, it's like, what is is today a day that ends in DAY?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. No, apparently the judge that said that the Florida's ban on this is an upbeat story. The Florida's ban on drag shows unconstitutional, and not only does it only apply to the venue that sued, but it applies throughout the state. So that's kind of
Oh, okay. So they did make it as a blanket thing.
yeah. So they did make it as a blanket thing. I just ran across that in the news, and I thought, hey, well, that's good.
That
For
is
as long as it
very good.
lasts.
Actually, the majority of legislation that DeSantis pushed for has been struck down by the courts. But as I was saying before we went live, he really doesn't care, because the
No, he
fact that
doesn't.
he
It's-
passed it gets him votes from his base, and they don't pay attention to the courts taking it down.
It must be the woke courts, the special woke courts. That,
Yeah, even though several times it's happened by judges appointed by Trump.
Yeah.
but they're woke. Everything's woke. Woke. I think that's gonna get old with a bunch of people.
Oh, it
Yeah, I think
already
it already
is.
has.
Well, it's not playing nationally. It worked for him in Florida. It's not working for him in other states.
It's just such lazy thinking. But I'm on this tip right now, where I'm thinking that that's what makes right-wing rhetoric so effective. It's lazy thinking, and it causes people to think lazily. It appeals to the amygdala. It appeals to a disgust response, and it's just and it's good enough that, since it does do exactly that, if anybody is harboring, because everybody's a little bit racist, everybody's a little bit prejudiced, everybody's got a little bit of something, and if you trigger that, even with people that are otherwise of good heart, with good intentions, they'll find that one little thing where it's like, yeah, that kind of makes me go ick. So
Oh no, I'm not prejudiced. I hate everybody equally.
no, that's good. That's yeah. All humans are tasty to a wolf.
Well, me too.
Perfect.
Cthulhu loves the little children, all the little children of the world. Boiled, baked, or fried in every way that he has tried. Cthulhu loves the children of the world.
Good. Yeah, that's good.
Perfectly sick. Just right for this show. The law that bothers me the most out of Florida is the law that they have written that says if you're giving a child trans treatment, that is child abuse. And then they fatten the law by saying that if you are doing this, we are going to take your children from you as well as prosecute you.
Mm-hmm.
And now
That's
they've
bad.
extended it to if you happen to be, let's say you're a trans person and you're married and you have a couple kids, either your own from before you transitioned or adopted, it doesn't matter. And you come visit down in Florida, and somebody figures out that you're trans and turns you in, they will come and steal your children, even though you're not a citizen of Florida.
I wonder if DeSantis will use his own personal quasi-military force to do it.
Yeah, that's probably the type of use that he'd want for them.
That's extremely disturbing as well.
It
Might as well,
another case
if you're gonna go fast, you might as well have your own private bunch of brown shirts to take care of things while you're burning the books, going into the libraries.
I believe
Yeah.
Gestapo is the word you're looking for.
Oh no, I was thinking brown shirts.
No, they're
Gestapo
SS. They're SS. They are military. They are trained military. They will have military uniforms, and they now have a budget of. It's going to be over $100 million. I'm sorry, Mage. I'm going to say
wrapped
this.
in the flag and carrying a cross. That's what
Mage.
Sinclair said.
this is going to be maybe hurtful for somebody who lives in Florida, but I'm kind of glad that Florida is having all the trouble they are with people blowing town and getting the hell out, and causing the construction industry to collapse and causing the agricultural system to collapse and all the other things at restaurants and all kinds of stuff that Hispanic immigrants take for jobs. Now that they've been basically told you better get out of the state, and they listened and they are doing it, it's all the Republicans' fault.
Hmm?
And I'm hoping that the citizens realize that.
Yeah,
And do
well,
something
the
about it.
Republicans made it worse now. They passed a thing that they're not going to recognize driver's license from certain states if the person isn't a U.S. citizen.
For fuck's
So-
sake.
Yeah, so now these people have to worry that they could get arrested simply for driving to work.
Oh, well, what it is some
Yeah, that's a plus.
some states will issue special licenses is for immigrants, and that's what
Yep.
they'll go after. But there's no way of telling it, so they're just going to start targeting people with out-of-state licenses.
Exactly.
Great
Interestingly enough, and I think it had to be in response to Florida's, although I haven't seen anything that says so. Minnesota has relaxed the requirements for non-citizen residents to get driver's license.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be here, you got to get to work.
Yeah, here's a tip, everybody. Don't vote for these people. Just don't. If you have in the past, stop it.
Yeah,
another
unfortunately.
trend that is going down, my dear chat people, is I'm going to try and rattle off the states, and I forget shit now, so I might not get them exactly correct, but I know for sure Arkansas, I believe Texas, Louisiana, I think, is one. Kentucky is definitely one, and Tennessee, I believe, is one, and Florida is one. That the government is demanding all medical records from anybody
Yes.
who is trans.
Yeah.
That we want the Attorney General wants all your records, and you have to turn them in.
Is a violation of HIPAA by a lot.
Well, they seem to not really care about the Constitution and other things.
They don't seem to care about much. No.
Well, they don't have to care about the Constitution, because if they can fight it till it gets to the Supreme Court, the Constitution's irrelevant.
Yeah, those bastards will do
I'm
anything
not
they
saying
want.
anybody here has voted for these. I'm just saying if you have the opportunity to vote against these people, please do.
Friends don't let friends vote Republican.
Get them the fuck out of office. Friends don't let friends vote fascist. I don't care who the fucking people are.
I'll go a step further. If you are somebody who voted for the Republicans in any of the most recent elections, why don't you just leave the chat? We don't want you here. I'm pretty confident nobody qualifies for that though in this chat.
No, actually, I am hearing a number of people saying that they had supported Trump in 2016, and now they realize how fucked up the Republicans are.
Yeah, I've had people
You
tell
know,
me
and
that.
I've only heard a handful of people say it out loud, but that means there's got to be a lot more people thinking it quietly who aren't willing to admit publicly that they fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like anybody in New York had a pretty good idea as to what kind of an idiot Trump is. Anybody in New England pretty much did either. The fucking guy's a gangster. For
Hey, if you fucked up and you realize you fucked up and you're trying to correct it, that's okay.
I am so excited for the next round of indictments.
You won't have to wait long.
You learned something, so it's okay. You fucked up.
Well, I have never voted Republican, but one time I was sworn in as a Republican election judge.
Yes.
Because I was registered as an independent, and they needed at least 2 judges from each party in order to open the polling place. So they just had me fill in the empty spot. So I got sworn in as a Republican for one election.
Yeah, Carrie Ann. I voted Republican once as well. But Nixon's been dead for lots of years now, so I think I'm forgiven.
I know I voted for a couple of Republicans over the years just because I don't tend to vote a straight ticket. But yeah, predominantly I have been Democrat all my life. Because my parents were very politically active, and my father knew full well that without the Carpenters Union, he would have never been able to have all the benefits he had for our family.
I think
So
I've only.
Yeah, go ahead, Mage.
I think I've only voted for one Republican ever, and that was only because the other person was a far right, a libertarian.
And libertarians are just Republicans with all those nasty morals.
And the particular Republican, when I looked into them, they were actually from a group of Republicans, a fairly small group, that actually he wants to move the Republican Party. He left.
Want to move Republicans to the left?
Yeah, they think that apparently this small group is of Republicans that this person is part of thinks that Republicans have become too extreme and they want to move them back to where they were like in the 80s.
Oh no, much earlier than that, please.
Well,
pretty
happy
scary in the 80s too.
Happy birthday, Perps! I got a jet. Get ready to
Okay, yeah. You
face
said
the
you
ocean,
had to be
but
there.
yeah. So, but
You be
it's not
you
raining
be-
now, so that's
Well,
good.
thanks for stopping in. I hope the weather holds for you.
I
You
hope
be
so,
careful
too.
on that pond.
Yep,
I
you
will
too.
do. It's a big pond. It goes all the way to Portugal.
Watch out for the killer whales.
But given the choices I had between the two.
Yeah, I actually do support the Green Party a lot, which in Minnesota, the Greens have actually been able to get even seats in the state legislature. They're pretty strong here. But yeah, nationally, I still don't see any chance of a third party candidate getting elected. Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm sure Mage has the same problem there, Doc, that Florida is so badly gerrymandered. That's why the Republicans keep winning everything.
Yeah.
Hey, Beck, how you doing?
Hi, Beck.
Just came in. Oh,
Diana. There you are.
hello.
Hi there.
Okay, here's another topic. I just want to hear, Ox, what did Walgreens do to you? I have stopped using them myself, even though for decades they were my favorite. Mostly I stopped using Walgreens over them having that company policy that it was okay for a pharmacist to refuse to do his job.
Oh yeah.
And since we have Diana here, what was that one thing you were telling me about the moon and space show?
Who? What? Where?
Sorry, Jenny.
Oh yeah. Diana, have you ever seen the it's a documentary. It's been on public television. It's the only place I've seen it. It's called 8 Days to the Moon.
No, I haven't seen that.
I'm not sure exactly when it was written. I think it was just last year it was released. But what they did with it, it's really kind of unique. They it's to cover the whole first, Apollo 13, not 13, Apollo 9 that landed on the moon, or was that 10? Whichever.
No, the first landing was 11.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Story of Apollo 11, and it was in 2019.
Okay. And what they did, how they structured the movie is they had some actors who played the astronauts, and their set, of course, was the inside of the capsule. And what they did is they used all the original radio transcripts, radio tapes of the actual conversations that went on between ground control and Major Tom.
Okay,
and
then.
the actors would then lip sync and extremely well, and they did the whole damn trip from beginning to end. Not everything, of course, but they followed it each day and sectioned it up that way. But it's a 2.5 hour film, and it was just exceptionally well done. And if you
I'd
ever
like
get a
to
chance
see
to see it,
I'd really like to see it. I've got copies of the Air to Ground. So, I mean, I've got that stuff memorized basically. So to see the film along with that would be amazing.
and they some of the shots were computer generated.
Okay.
It's hard to they don't have any films of Apollo going from here to the moon. It's hard to get those exterior shots.
Yeah,
But
it is,
they also
isn't it?
used a very large amount of actual footage.
But you did get some exterior shots on 15, 16, and 17.
What was that like from when the lander detached from the command capsule?
They did EVAs to recover some equipment that was placed, some sensing equipment that was placed on the service module. So the CMP went out to retrieve that stuff and take it back into the command module.
Well, how did I miss that?
Say again?
I wasn't aware of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they didn't make too much of a big deal of it, but it really was, because that was, I mean, those were the first deep space EVAs.
Well, that's kind of neat.
Yeah, because you weren't in Earth orbit, you weren't on the moon, you were in the middle of nothing. God, it's amazing though. Yeah, tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow is the anniversary of the first manned lunar landing.
Yep. And a whole 2 hours on the surface.
Yep.
Yeah, wasn't that something?
Well, that's people always ask, what's the first news event you remember? And yeah, I watched a man walk on the moon when I was 5 years old.
There you go. And speaking of years old, happy birthday, dear.
Thank you. Oh, and yours is coming up now too.
Mine's tomorrow.
Yep, this is the heavy birthday week.
Yeah, because there's you, there's me tomorrow. Who else have we got? Tornado was, I think, the 9th.
I thought Tornado was a couple days after. I don't remember now.
I can't remember.
Tornado was like the 22nd.
Yeah, I can't quite remember.
Yeah.
And Momnado isn't here to ask.
Yep. There was somebody else who was saying the birthday's tomorrow now, and I've already forgotten who it is.
Oh my! I'd
It
like
came
to.
up in a discussion on Discord, so it must have been one of the shills.
Okay, but tomorrow is also the birthday of Carlos Santana. Oye, ¿cómo va?
¿Cómo va?
Hey, Liam.
But I'm amazed here on this particular broadcast. On my phone, I came right into the show. Did you not have to let me in?
Oh no, I clicked. But actually, apparently, you came up as a blank box before your camera started, so I clicked you in between when you clicked in and when your camera picked up.
Oh, okay. I thought things were, yeah, this is the first time I'm coming in on my phone, so I'm doing one of yours, Jenny.
Yeah, there was just a bit of a delay before your camera came in.
There you go.
The phone does okay. I'd rather have a computer, but
so would I. Yeah, unfortunately.
On Sunday, huh?
Say again?
I guess somebody's got a birthday on Sunday. Stool says the important one is on Sunday.
Okay. Yeah, that's the bad thing. I cannot see the. There's the side chat. There it is. Oh, Beck's nephew had a birthday yesterday. And what is it? Richard is birthday 2 days before that.
All his birthdays. Happy birthday, everybody.
Well, Beck has more than one brother, so I'm not sure if it's Richard or the other one she's referring to. Or he.
Okay.
Oh, God, sorry.
And then let's not forget Faye. I think hers is 31st.
Don't know.
Yep.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. And my grandfather's
it's
was
Beck's
the
other brother,
31st.
not Richard.
Okay.
My sister's on the 30th. So I have a couple of things I have to pack up and mail to her. So that
Godless Iowan was the second, I think.
When's your sister's birthday?
July 30th.
Oh, I thought if it was in August, you could send her some of that good legal Minnesota pot.
Well, that still would not be legal to mail. That would still be a federal offense to send it through the mail.
Nah.
Yeah. Even if it is legal in both states, it is illegal to have it cross state lines.
Nah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like to see that fixed.
Yeah, I can't wait to stand on the banks of the Mississippi and smoke in front of all those people from Wisconsin.
I'm a Cancer. I'm the one who gave it to Sloth Girl, I guess.
Oh my. Yeah.
Actually, I think the cutoff between Cancer and Leo, I think, is July 21st.
I don't even remember any of that stuff anymore.
Yeah, I remember very little of it, but
I don't care.
The only thing I can tell you is that I was born under the 13th sign of the zodiac. No parking.
I was a test tube baby. I was born under the sign Pyrex.
Oh my.
Yeah. Well, I think astrology is more and more thrown off by the more they learn about our solar system. One of the things is that the astrology system that is commonly used was invented before Pluto was invented, or before Pluto was discovered, rather. You know, so there are celestial bodies out there that were not accounted for in the system.
1939 for Pluto.
And what I really love is to watch them scramble around to try to find places where the new bodies fit.
Okay, Carrie, what is the 13th sign?
No parking.
Yeah, I'm sure recommending another Netflix documentary, Challenger, The Final Flight. Have not seen that one.
Oh my. That one's one I have to see. I wonder.
I think I'd have a lot of trouble watching that one.
Yeah.
I happen to have been home for that entire disaster and watching it because I love the show.
Yeah, I saw that happen out my front window, right here.
Oh God.
Oh Jesus, that must be fun.
We could see the shells and stuff going up from that direction, and we had it on TV, and we saw like the split. And we're like, is that a separation? That doesn't look right. And then,
yeah, I skipped school to watch the launch.
Oh man, the guy I cannot remember his name. The guy from Thiokol. I wonder if he ever found a job.
Yeah.
because he was what's
The
the word?
scapegoat?
Persona non grata. Say again?
I said the scapegoat. You know, the government had to find somebody to blame it on, regardless of what actually happened.
Oh, now just a
Yeah,
second. That's a bunch of
absolutely.
bullshit. And
No.
NASA took full responsibility for that. You know, yes, Morton Thiokol gave them bad advice and stuff, but it's still up to them to decide whether or not to go. And they knew the potential was there. They took responsibility.
Oh, yeah,
Don't
no,
give me this
NASA
government
did.
shit.
I do remember seeing the movie Hail Columbia in the IMAX theater. You know, and that was really something. Just
Oh,
with the
that would have
scale
been
of
neat.
the IMAX and, you know, the surround sound, you really felt the power of those rockets going.
I love all the camera work that they do for launches where they got the cameras in the dangerous places, like right underneath it and all kind of stuff. It's just beautiful to watch.
Yeah, I forget which number cameras those are. The ones that were under the F1s when the Saturn V's lit up. Those were some beautiful pictures.
And I hear they burned down to, you know, a thing just about 2 pounds in weight.
Yeah, I can imagine they got melted down.
Well, I wonder how they accomplished that, because, you know, they're shooting film. So that means they can't do like something remote, like a video camera. And how did the film survive that abuse?
A lot of packing.
Yeah,
Those things were built like tanks. Yeah, that was some amazing work when you consider the time it was done. Not only that, but they would get blown several miles in some cases from the pad, and there was a lot of luck involved in finding the damn cameras.
Yeah, well, how about some of the early satellite photography when they still had to use film and the satellites had to actually drop the film canisters back to Earth on parachutes?
that
Yeah,
was in the early days. You know, for the stuff that we know, like Surveyor and Viking, and
Yeah.
all those were all video. And
Yeah,
they
no,
would-
but it's still incredible, the idea that the film canisters survived being dropped from orbit.
well, some of them didn't. They've
yeah,
tried those
there
kind of
was,
recoveries more than once, and they tend to not even consider it anymore because it's such a bad percentage.
Yeah, well, I would, you know, think even the ones that got down safe, like, you know, how many of them dropped in the ocean so they couldn't find them?
Although they are going to do another one. Is that that satellite that landed on some asteroid that was designed to actually come back and to drop its payload back to Earth?
Yeah.
How are they going to pick that one up? Is they going to snag it with an aircraft?
I'm not sure. I've never heard how they're planning to do it. But you know, it's going to take a few years for it to get back. But it's coming. Talk about
that it
30
actually
minutes.
scraped the asteroid, so they have
30
some
minutes.
samples from the surface of it.
It's yours 30 minutes or it's free. I think it's going to be free then. You're Beck's thinking like me today? You mean you're broken?
I want to see.
I see. I get what you're saying. Yes.
Well, yeah, Beck's a driver.
All right, Beck.
No, I have always been nervous about doing it in a moving vehicle because I assumed I would be too distracting to the driver.
There you go.
You know, you don't want somebody to be just, you know, like closing their eyes and moaning while they're driving. That just doesn't sound like a good idea.
No.
Yeah, I
No,
never thought
no.
doing that was a good idea.
I dated this woman for a while who couldn't keep her hands off my crotch when I was driving, and it
Oh,
just drove me
geez.
nuts. You know, stop it. You know, and she wouldn't. Urgh. It's very irresponsible.
I think that's when I'd have to stop the car because it would be like, no, just can't
Bye-bye,
do this.
Carrie. Bye, Carrie. Have a nice day.
Okay. Bye, Carrie.
Bye.
Don't get caught. So Diana, how's the new homestead?
It's not home.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, well, that's going to take a lot of work to make it feel like home.
Yeah.
I don't know that it'll ever happen, to tell you the truth. I
You
mean,
said that about Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
say again?
You said that about Pittsburgh.
Moo. No, but I mean, Long Island is pretty. The people, for by and large, are nice, but it's just not home.
Yeah.
I don't know when it happened. I don't know how it happened, but somewhere in the last 35 years, Pittsburgh became home. I mean, even over Cleveland. And I was born in Cleveland.
You don't like pineapple on pizza, do you?
You know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I've ever had it.
Oh. Well, liking pineapple on pizza is the giveaway that you got a malfunctioning brain chip.
I'll have to try it. I'll have to see. I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember where you can get pineapple on pizza. Pizza Hut?
Oh, yeah, most of the big chains allow for it. And Sammy is deciding the stream has gone on too long and is trying to remove the keyboard from my lap. It is time to play with the kitty.
Oh, man. I still have so much work to do to get things arranged. I don't even have the space to set up. And I think I'm going to have to get Verizon installed because I'm using the phone right now. The internet is shit here.
That surprises me. I would have thought Amiga would have had. I would
Say
have thought
again.
that Amiga would have had a high-tier internet.
So would I, but unfortunately, he's not running the show. I guess his son is. Oh my! But if I can get this done by Christmas, I think I'll be happy.
How are your
Yes, I do
services
wanna
there as far as getting to your appointments and stuff?
Ooh, that's very difficult now. Not difficult, expensive. Cost me $25 one way to go to dialysis.
Wow.
Okay, have
So-
you checked in if you qualify for Medicaid there?
Not yet. I have to do that.
Okay, because they may help with the transportation cost if you qualify there.
Yeah, I need to do that.
And I'm expecting you should qualify in New York just because of the generally higher cost of living there.
That's the other thing I'm thinking about. Should I talk to Social Security? Because of the high cost of living here, am I going to get more from Social Security, or do I still get $1,300?
Yeah, unfortunately, Social Security won't change.
Okay.
Yeah, just because that's a federal program, they don't make adjustments for where you live. Mine has never changed regardless of what state I've been in.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can live with it. I mean, my costs have changed for the better. So I've got a
Although
little bit of,
applying for Medicaid or any kind of services like that, you will need Amiga Nets to write up a lease for you.
Yeah,
Unless
they
they just
wanna know how much you're paying in
have a
rent.
minimum thing. Well, they may have a short form that just gives you a standard housing deduction that you don't necessarily have to prove.
okay.
Again, that varies not just each state, but that can vary with different counties within the state.
Yeah, I know that New York goes county by county, and Suffolk County is one of those counties that is special.
Well, that's why Medicaid is so messed up. Is it is federally funded, then the funds are distributed by the state, but it's managed by the individual counties.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you're automatically dealing with 3 different levels of the government.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a real
Okay, that
pain in
was
my
odd.
arse. Hmm?
Yeah.
Jenny disappeared and popped right back in.
I
Nate,
didn't do
did
it.
you let her in?
No.
I'm not gone.
You
You-
disappeared
No,
for a second, just long enough for the icons on the screen to rearrange.
Yeah, and your little avatar is gone.
What?
Yeah, you'll have to put your avatar back.
Oh, let's try that.
You're just a black circle now. Yeah, Mark Caesar.
Did that do it?
Yep, now I see a dragonfly.
Mark, I have indeed looked into home dialysis. The problem with it is that you have to get the stuff delivered to your home, and there's a lot of stuff. They need a lot of space to store the stuff. That's why I wasn't able to get home dialysis where I was living previously, because I simply didn't have enough space. Because I wanted home dialysis.
Yeah, that's true. You said it was a storage issue before, but if you've
Yeah.
got a bigger space now, maybe that is something that'd be worthwhile for you.
Well, I don't know. I really don't have a bigger space. I have one room in this house, and in addition to Amiga and Linda, there are 4 other people besides me. Is it 3 other people? Well, there's me, there's Dave, there's Tony, there's John. Oh, okay, 3 other people besides me and Amiga and Linda.
Okay, I didn't realize there were that many people there.
Yeah, I didn't realize either, but here we all are. So I don't know. I'll have to look into if I can find some space to store some stuff. And I think I actually prefer hemodialysis to peritoneal dialysis, but I would need an assistant for hemodialysis at home. And I don't know if I trust anyone.
I'll be right back, kids.
Yeah, again, you've got to see if you can get the Medicaid and what kind of coverage you can get there. If maybe they would, qualify you for a professional to, come in 3 times a week to do the dialysis on you. It's a possibility. Like I say, it varies so much state to state. I can't really say anything for certain. I just know it's worked for some people in some states.
I suppose I'd have to call somebody at the state level here, huh, to find out what I need to do for Medicaid.
No, you'd apply with the county social services.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what you did in PA too.
Yep. Yeah, you'd have to apply through a county worker to determine whether or not you're eligible.
Guess I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah,
Probably-
you need to get that
probably next
started as
week.
soon as you can.
Yeah, probably next week.
Well, make a phone call for it tomorrow if you can to see if they'll mail you out forms and you could get started that way.
Moo.
Fortunately, one good thing about COVID is a lot more of that stuff they're willing to do now through the mail or do online, that they don't necessarily make you go into the offices for everything every month.
Okay.
I found it's made it a lot easier here. That stuff that I would have had to drive to the office for all the time, a lot of the stuff now they'll just let me fax it through the email.
Well, that would come in handy for you, especially now.
Yeah, well, like the proofs they needed of things. I had to mail them the birth certificate because they had to see the certified stamp on it. But stuff like copies of my lease and that, I just scanned on my printer and sent it an email, and they were good with that.
Okay, then. Yeah, that's the other thing. Thank you for reminding me. I've got to find. My safe came over with us from Pittsburgh, and it's around here somewhere, I guess. I just have to find it.
Yep.
Because my birth certificate and other papers are in there.
I found myself a new fire safe at the thrift store, which is good because the lockbox we had was a little overcrowded.
Okay.
And this one's like half the size of a file box and, is set up to have the hanging files in it.
Oh, wow.
And it's the whole thing. It's completely waterproof and fireproof, and it had the keys in it. So, I mean, this is like a $300 lockbox I got for $25.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
And it's not like these things can be damaged. So as long as it had the keys in it, that I didn't have to worry about the lock, everything's good.
My problem is that in my safe, I can't find my emergency keys. It's a electronic combination safe, so I have the combination that I set.
Ah.
But when the batteries die, I'm dead. So I
Well,
guess
see,
I'm
those are important, so you should keep the keys in the lockbox, and you'll always know where they are.
There you are.
It is one thing that's been easier for me, just because I've got one key, and Sloth Girls we got one key. So when I couldn't find my key ring, I just went upstairs and grabbed hers. We keep all of our stuff in there so that if anything happens to either of us, we can go in the lockbox and have a notebook with all my passwords in there so she could get online in my accounts.
Okay, good.
Just to let people know what happened, because over the years, I've had too many online friends who just disappeared without any explanation, and that always really troubles me.
Yeah, and there's something I guess what I'll have to do is find somebody I can trust to be competent with it.
Yeah.
Trust to do it, and give them my numbers and everything else, because I've come close to dying about 3 times already in the last 3 years, and
Well, I thought that would be in the last few months.
Yeah, well,
that too, yeah.
Well, at least now with Amiga Nuts there, at least you have somebody that you can type up some instructions and and leave them with him so that if anything happens to you, at least he knows who to contact.
Molly's wanting a
Yeah, there
hug.
you go. Say again.
Molly's wanting a hug. She's getting hugged.
Oh. Yeah, no, Amiga spends most of his time asleep.
Okay, you did miss Aunt Jura's question asking whether or not Amiga Nuts is a serial killer. Is there
I'll
a
find
suspicious
out.
basement?
No, I don't even know if this place has a basement. I don't think it does.
Okay, well, that's suspicious because if it has a basement and you can't find the entrance to it, yeah, that you got to worry about.
Yeah, there you go.
But actually, being on Long Island, I would expect the buildings there probably don't have a basement because the water table's probably too high.
Yeah, that's probably the case.
I have thought of ways of building a basement in places where there's water tables too high, such as one be. I imagine it'd be designed something like those underwater hotels.
Well, I was going to say you'd have to design it something like a boat, but it would be a lot more difficult because, you know, any ground sinking or shifting then could cause it to crack.
There you go. Pattern it after the Holland Tunnel.
Yeah, Mark says my solution of not having a safe for lockbox is not having things of value. Unfortunately, here, if you don't have some vital records, like if I didn't have my birth certificate and such, it would get very complicated for me to even do things like have changed my driver's license when I moved to a different state.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my general way of protecting myself as well. I don't have anything worth stealing.
Yep.
Basically, your birth certificate is you. So, you know, here at least, if you lose it, boy, you're in shit.
I had to get a copy of my birth certificate replaced, unfortunately.
Oh, I got a phone call here.
Yeah, I was saying unfortunately because the original copy of my birth certificate actually had my feet prints on it.
Oh my!
Do you still
They
have the
weren't
feet?
doing that yet when I had my birth certificate cut.
Do you still have the feet?
Yeah, I still got the feet, but they're a lot bigger now.
Okay. I think my feet are footprinted somewhere too. I recall seeing them. Oh yeah. That's right. They're on the back of the hospital picture. They take of the newborn, you know, and give it to the mom and dad. It's on the back. It's on the back of that.
Yeah.
My mom once built a photo album for the family. And she put each of our baby pictures in there, and she put the wrong date on mine.
Oh, jeez.
Thanks, Ma. I love you too.
I don't have feet.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't have feet prints, but I have fingerprints. Because I had to have fingerprints taken when I got my name changed.
And unfortunately, what happened here was my mom had lost a bunch of important documents, and along with them was my birth certificate. Just before we had the whole issue with the mold problem and the whole place being gutted, and after that, everything got who knows where.
Boy,
Hi,
I tell you,
gone.
I am so happy that I broke into the slimy bastard's lockbox and got my birth certificate out of there before I ran away.
Yeah.
Who made you get your fingerprints for the name change?
Allegheny County, I guess.
Oh, so Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that's kind of intrusive.
Yeah, they had me get my fingerprints, and then of course I had to have the posting in 2 newspapers of record.
2 newspapers?
2.
Jeez.
Oh, about having the name change?
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed a bit there while I was on the phone. So
Did they give you a length of time it had to be in those papers?
I forget. There was a length of time, but I think I can't remember what it was. Might have been something like a month or something, or maybe 2 weeks.
yeah, well, in Minnesota we've got the same thing. I have to do a posting for 2 weeks.
Lavender, do you have a microphone?
I just have my phone.
Okay, that's why I'm getting the echo. Not that I'm probably not echoing just because of the acoustics of this room, but
I think you're the only one getting the echo.
well, echoey. The sounds very like bounce.
Oh,
I can't get my laptop to work back in this room. The internet is really shitty back here.
Well, you'll have to have someone help you hardwire a connection
Okay.
for you. So
I have to
Anyway.
step away again for a moment.
yeah. Well, you were looking into getting your own internet for your own room.
Yeah, I'm thinking of getting Verizon.
Yeah, that's what I had here before Verizon pulled out and left us all with Frontier.
Okay. Yeah, because I had Verizon 2 residences ago, and it worked well for me.
Yeah, they're fairly decent for functionality. I never really had a problem with them.
And the last place I was at, I had Comcast. That was totally shitty.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people complaining about issues with Comcast.
now, eventually, I'm going to switch from Time Warner or from Spectrum to. Actually, I have to use Frontier because they're the only ones that offer fiber internet to consumers. But
I've not really had much trouble with Frontier, other than the customer services is kind of shitty. But
well, they used to be really bad. I know for like one of my professors, she wouldn't accept late homework unless you had Frontier.
yeah, I remember my aunt and uncle who live not too far from here. When they also switched over everybody to Frontier, they had problems, but I didn't have any problems with.
They've gotten much better over the years, but for a while they were like down every weekend.
Yeah, I remember I had one issue where I was down, and when I called up the customer support and was like, okay, I tried this, and this, and the customer support was like, I got nothing.
And then sometimes like they just didn't have like any support staff on the weekend, and it was a mess when Verizon sold that portion to Frontier.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you know you all look like a tortoiseshell cat right now? A very adorable tortoiseshell cat, but a tortoiseshell cat.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking of getting another kitten, but not for a while.
Well, one day maybe Athena will have like a companion, feline companion.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Sylvia may or may not want a companion. Maybe she would like a companion, but maybe she would hate another cat around.
But will have to be another female and about the same age as Athena, I think. Plus, you have to acclimate cats to each other.
Yeah.
To see if they'll get along.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing right there. And the other one is a space issue because right now it's all so cluttered. I haven't been able to look through my stuff to see if everything's here because it's all packed into, well, there's this room I'm in, and then there's that rented space that I got because I had to rent space to store the other stuff that was brought back up here.
Yeah.
Throw cats together. They'll work it out of themselves.
That's not always a good idea. And actually, you have a better chance of them working it out if you can introduce them gradually. But I think I'm finally set up here. I built a gate across the hallway. So one kitty's going to have the living room and the kitchen, and one kitty's going to have the bedroom and the bathroom.
So
Okay.
happy birthday.
Hey, hello, Bray.
Before I forget, happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, now I just got to figure it.
Yeah.
I'm very nervous about the same thing Diana was saying, is that, is Sammy going to enjoy having a playmate, or is he going to feel that it's somebody trying to take over his territory?
Well,
Yeah, that's the big worry right there.
you'll have fewer problems if it's a female cat than two male cats.
You think so?
Yes, but make sure the male cat is fixed.
Well, yeah,
Or-
well, he was fixed before I got him from the shelter, but he has been bullied by every female cat he has ever been with.
What a pussy.
Yeah,
I don't
Sammy
know.
is the ultimate pacifist.
I don't know. I could see Athena doing that personally. Athena, you need some playtime tonight. Don't let me
So
forget that.
I was wondering, just because of that history with females, if he might do better with another male of similar age.
The only problem is that one male might start, literally pissing everywhere to assert its dominance.
Yeah. Although that's
Oh,
usually
yeah.
less of a problem if they're both fixed.
Why do they call it fixed when they're actually breaking them?
Yeah, I've questioned that.
I know.
But yeah, if
And there's
if both
the other
males are
one.
neutered, you have a lot less problem with them, having to mark territory that way.
I mean, another thing.
In DC, you assert his dominance over Winston. The problem
You want to come back?
is he didn't
You're breaking up
care.
pretty bad there. Try turning off your
Who, me?
try turning off your camera. Will probably help.
Yeah, if you turn off your camera, you'll be using a lot less bandwidth.
Yeah.
I found that for watching.
Who should
YouTube
turn off the
videos,
camera?
You.
You.
Me?
I found that, yep,
Yes.
Yeah.
if you turn off your camera, you
Okay.
probably won't have a problem roboting so much.
Yeah, I'm hardwired, so it's less of an issue usually, but it can still happen.
Yeah.
Diana, StreamYard's
Yeah, that
on,
helps.
StreamYard's on a phone will allow you to upload a avatar. Just touch the little box on screen with your face and name on it. Not the one in the group, but the one individual on the bottom.
Yeah, on the bottom next to your microphone icon.
And you just edit audio avatar and go wherever you want and get a picture and upload it.
So shall we post up?
Oh, we got a couple
Your-
of new people while I stepped out there. I
Oh.
see we've got Bree and Nerdy came in. Anyone else I missed?
Hi Bree, hi Nerdy.
Well, since we got 14 people, shall we post up your Amazon wish list so everybody can go and get your birthday presents?
Well, that would be nice, but I hate to be begging anybody for things.
Okay, then I'll do
The
it.
Amazon wish list is always in the description if people want to go look at it. Oh, and Tiny Captain.
Yeah, but I was going to say, to be a YouTuber, it's kind of forced to do e-baking. Which actually,
It is, and but I'm not really worrying about growing to a huge channel either.
well, I kind of wish I could have a channel right now, but well, I could, but it's a complicated thing with my job.
Yeah, you've got privacy concerns. Have you considered maybe trying to, do a more anonymous channel that you just, don't be live, just use a cartoon avatar?
The thing is, students are sneaky and we'll find out.
Yeah, well, teenagers are some of the best hackers.
Yeah. Now, if anybody wants to send Purple anything, there's her wish list.
The problem is when they think I know nothing and try to look up things like Kali Linux in class. And I have to say, it's like, hey, the school's network is monitored. Don't be doing this.
Hey, Diana.
Just write an Easter egg. So if they come on to look at your info, it sends them something nasty.
This phone is hypersensitive, so I just have to look at it cross-eyed and it'll switch screens.
Yeah. Well, StreamYards has always had some problem with people on mobile devices.
Yeah.
It's gotten significantly better in the last year or so.
That's what I hear, that they've improved it quite a bit. I'm always doing it from a desktop, so I'm not really familiar with how it looks on that end.
Sure, it looks like we have a wolf, a dinosaur, a netrunner from the cyberpunk universe, Diana, and a sinister porpoise.
Yep.
Whoop.
And you just came in and
That was me. Happy birthday. Hello.
November break.
So
yeah, I think Mage and I both clicked on you at the same time.
Yeah, we did.
Back in.
hey, Porpoise. Porpoise was my debate partner the other night when we had that guy was just awful.
I was mocking him because my mother died after a mental health episode, and he deserved it.
Yeah. I got to play good cop, and Porpoise got to play bad cop, and yeah, it was fun. We got to do it again sometime, babe.
I wouldn't mind have a crack at the person.
Which stream was that? I haven't watched it yet.
It was one of Amy Newman's streams, and she...
oh, okay.
I walked in at the tail end of it, unfortunately.
Sometimes because she does... Sorry. Sometimes because she does late night streams, she gets people with who I think are mentally ill. And sometimes I'm not sure. Like, there's one that claims to have, like, a literal sexual relationship with God that I can't decide if he's trolling.
I debated him, like, one-on-one, Christologically, biblically. His name's Philip in real life. But me and him had a debate a few months ago, and I think I did about young Earth creationism. I actually took an old Earth creationist position in that debate, so if you haven't seen that, check it out. But what are we doing for Purple's birthday?
I'm
not
sending her
really
money.
anything special. It's really just my usual chat, wandering about from various topics.
Yeah, and I put Purple's wish list in the side chat here, in the public side chat here on YouTube, so everybody can go send her birthday presents.
There you go. I should update my my wish list.
Yeah.
I have been
Amy
looking more
Newman
and
does
more
rock
at
Carol.
I have been
agree with
looking more and
Carol.
more at electric bikes. Actually, I spent several hours last night watching YouTube videos on electric bikes and conversions and building your own.
Okay,
I've been thinking of that.
I actually have an electric bike, and I want to give you a caveat. The highest speed does not have sufficient braking power because, like, the week I got my e-bike, I got hit by a car.
Oh, great.
Well,
Now, okay, I have heard that, but when I was younger, I did a lot of biking, and I was clocked at over 30 miles an hour on my touring bike, and the brakes were still adequate for that.
But it's just, you have to know about it. You have to take time to slow down. And this was just, I was heading along straight, and it was an alleyway that the car just actually didn't look to see if there was a cyclist there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he turned, I tried to avert him. And at that point, it was just physics. It was going to collide. And I was lucky to get out of it with just like severe bruises that healed in about 2 weeks. So
Yeah,
I've been thinking about doing the same thing with the electric bike, though. Are you able to like ride it to work? Is it saving you money and stuff?
the reason I bought it is because I had to like go across town from a high school to a university because I had a class, and it actually took less time to take the bike than to go across town in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't have to. You can. Yeah, there's different routes you can take with a bike. That's what I'm thinking too. My work's like it's pretty far. It's pretty good distance. It's about 22 blocks away. But I think if I had an electric bike where I didn't have to push myself so hard.
But yeah, just like I said, just be careful with the brakes. It should have moped braking power, and it doesn't.
Well, for me, everything's like within 5 miles of the building. But the thing is, I'd have to fit it out with some racks and pannier bags and make it into a pack mule so I could do the shopping on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a good idea too. Put some cute baskets on the back. You can make it look super cute though. Or I've seen the tricycles too, which have the 2 back wheels, and then there's a basket in between them. And my ex-wife, because of her CP, she had to ride one of those. She loved it though. She was able to get around in it and everything, pack groceries in it.
I had one of those tricycles actually when I was a teenager doing paper routes.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, those things are highly unstable.
Oh, this is maybe there's newer ones because I've ridden the one that she has, and it's super. It's
okay,
super
well,
rigid and cool.
If it looks like a normal bicycle frame in front and just has the 2 wheels in back, those are not a good design.
Yeah, well, maybe they've changed the way that they configured it since then. Though I'm just thinking because I put someone who's physically disabled on one, and she was a-okay.
There's a Chinese company that's been pushing their 3-wheel bikes for $150.
I wish my roommate, the physicist, were on. Could explain that.
I kind of wish I could get a quad cart.
I remember the 3-wheeler, the motorcycle 3-wheelers. Those things were terribly unstable.
The ones, well, there are 2 designs. One's like the one you're talking about, and the other has the 2 wheels in front.
No, the ones in the back. The 3-wheelers like they had back in the 80s. I remember my cousin had one. Everybody kept getting hurt on it.
That was called a Cervicar from Harley. So the police used.
And I think
this is like a dirt bike.
I think I taught Molly how to do high five.
Is there a place I want?
My main problem is, even a question of where to store a regular bike. So a trike would be out of the question because it'd just be too big and bulky to put anywhere.
Once they figure out a way to make them so they fold up.
There are folding trikes. I've seen them in ads on.
Is there a?
Yeah, but I don't want to make purple folded either.
Is there a place I want to go to find information about a conversion to maybe convert my Schwinn?
Oh, there's lots of stuff available for converting a conventional bike to an electric.
Yeah, you can buy kits to do it.
Well, I just don't know if anybody. I don't know if anybody's left any reviews or anything.
I have. There's this one company that does a wheel-driven electric where they send you a new front rim and tire, and the motor is right in the center of the hub. And then so it's just a matter of running the cables up to the handlebar where the battery will live, and it's removable for when you leave the bike.
Yeah, Diana, if you look on YouTube, there's lots of reviews, and there's 2 basic kinds. There's a lot of companies that make, like Jenny's saying, that just have a motor in the hub. And then there's another type that has what they call a mid-motor, which is basically replacing the pedal crankshaft with the motor.
But all those electrics are like minimum $700 to get into them.
Even the converter's expensive. I was just looking up a Schwinn converter here of $225.
Yeah. Well,
is that a lot? That isn't for the whole motor. That sounds pretty cheap, actually. I mean,
does that include the battery?
It looks like it looks like it's the kit.
Yes.
Well, that's the cheapest you'll get away with a conversion is you might find one of the hub wheel drives for like around $250, and then probably another $300 for a battery pack.
And speaking about which, have you updated your Diana? Have you updated your address on Amazon?
I don't think I have. No, I don't think I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you better do that before somebody tries to
I
send
better
you
do
something.
that.
Do they still
Yeah.
sell banana seats for bicycles?
Oh yeah.
Oh Jesus! I don't know.
I was so jealous of my sister's bikes when we were kids because we had the stupid little boy bikes with, just the basic run of the mill stuff. She got to have baskets and a banana seat and a car seat for her doll. I was so jealous.
Yeah,
A
it never
banana
made
seat
sense
might be a
that
nice
the boy
choice.
bike. Sorry, go ahead, Jay.
A banana seat might be a nice choice.
Yeah.
Let me share my experience as far as bike riding goes after bottom surgery. There's places that the seat goes that you don't want it to go.
Yeah.
So banana seat might work
Okay.
really well.
Oh, neat. There's
Oh,
a
you
bike
know
seat
what?
You just reminded me of a scene from a movie called The Road to Wellville.
Oh, neat. They sell some bike seats with backs on them.
Yep, I've seen those.
Where it's about the cereal magnate Kellogg and his health fascination. And one of the ladies is explaining why she prefers riding bike as her form of exercise. It was, I don't know, it's a bizarre movie.
Schwinn makes some very nice trikes. I've seen them as low as like $350. The retail is like $650.
Actually, I
Now
quite
y'all
like
got me
those-
shopping for an electric bicycle. Look what you did.
Yeah, I quite
Yeah.
like those recumbent trikes. I had really looked at those for several years, but I was never able to get one.
You'll actually get more power out of the recumbent design because it's a more efficient use of biomechanics.
Right.
And it's also harder to see for any motorist out there.
Yeah. That is a problem, and that's a problem with bikes in general. that
Well,
people in
I think
cars
you
don't
should-
notice bikes.
You should put a flag on a recumbent every time. My son had
Yeah,
a Y bike,
direct
which is like a kid's
Saturday.
version. And yeah, definitely a flag because you can go right underneath a truck or something riding one of those.
Yeah.
No joke.
Well, and especially people with these big SUVs that sit up so high they don't see regular bikes.
Yeah, come to think of it, I'm looking right now. I did change my address on Amazon. Everything's good.
Okay.
So, with those trucks all around there, they tend to have two flags on the back. Am I allowed to replace those with the trans flag and the gay pride flag?
Yeah, if you don't mind getting beaten to pulp, go pulp.
Yep.
That might increase your chances of getting run over.
You're in Indiana there.
Actually, I would more worry about the bike being vandalized when you lock it up to go in somewhere.
Yeah.
No,
I just kind of putting a target
just-
on it.
Thinking
can't
something
believe
to
how-
take to work would be great.
I can't believe how much they charge for, a factory built electric bike. I've seen them at $3,000, $4,000, $5,000.
Well, the major
Yeah.
feature that dictates the price of it is largely how far you can get on a single battery. Like my e-bike has a range of about 20 miles.
Yeah.
20, 25 is all I've ever seen on any of them.
There's some in between 500 and 1,000 on Amazon. I don't know about the quality of them. Some of them got 5 stars and stuff, but they paid purchasers and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an indoor archery range that for some reason is selling e-bikes that advertise a range of 120 miles, but it also depends on your weight too.
Well, also
120
sometimes
miles,
when they
no
talk
way.
about range, they're not talking about just running as electric. They're talking about pedal assist, where you're providing half the power.
Yeah, the pedal assist feature is nice too.
Yeah,
that's
but
technically
in which
the
case,
intent.
how far the bike will go if you're not pedaling is only about half of whatever they say that is.
That's the whole intent of the electric bikes is to be a pedal assist situation, not a full-time electric.
Yeah, I'm seeing people use them different ways, but yeah.
I'm amazed. I'm right off of about a block away from a bike trail here, in a big parking lot where people come and get on the trail.
Why did I do
There's an
that?
amazing number of electric bikes out there. It's huge.
That's the nice thing about living in an area that's largely flat compared to Pennsylvania. We have some decent bike trails.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that is one thing that I'm going to have to say for this place. Long Island is flat, and the biking is better.
We around here we have the Legacy Trail. They converted the old train tracks to a bike trail.
Yeah, that's happened in a lot of places.
The town I'm from, it's not flat at all. They have a running event called the Hannibal Cannibal because there's so many hills. But I used to love riding my bike down them tall hills. Probably lucky I survived, though. You know.
We had this one hill out in our neck of the woods. I never took a bike down it. I think I'd be scared too, but we took our cars down it, and by the bottom of the hill, we were at about 85 miles an hour. Just coasting in neutral.
Yeah, that's
holy cow.
That's also why the braking habits of most of the people around here bug me, because they're not used to driving on hills, and they wait much sooner than I think they should to stop.
Yeah. I'm not sure what a rollator is. I should know, but I can't think of it now.
A what?
A rollator? Carol's saying I'm on my rollator whenever I leave my apartment. Is that like one of those little power scooters?
I'm not sure what a rollator is. Those are
No,
called hoverboard. There's hoverboards.
Oh, okay. It's a type of walker.
Ah,
Apparently, it's the type that has the seat you can sit down when you get tired.
okay, yeah. Actually, Sloth Girl's got one of those.
Nice.
She called it something different. But yeah, around here, I think an electric bike would be very practical because pretty much everything is close by and we don't have any big hills. I mean, the only place that there's a significant hill is if I was using the pedestrian bridge to go over the highway.
Okay.
And actually, I can get to everything without going on the highway.
Yeah, but even if you just have to dismount and walk your bike across is there a footpath or foot trail?
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, you're cool.
But I mean, I wouldn't even need to use that because if I just, go up, I can get to like all the stores and all the medical clinics without ever going on the highway or even crossing the highway. Where the only place I'd have to cross the highway is, in the business district where they've got stoplights for it.
Mark Caesar, I had one of those electric scooters at one point, and part of the problem is they're very easy to actually, what's the word?
Steel?
Tip over if you hit like a pothole, because the tires aren't very big, and potholes hide very easily in things like puddles.
Yeah.
Help me.
Mopeds are very dangerous. I drove one for a whole summer because I thought I'd save a bunch of money and stuff. And the gas is pretty miserly, but people aim for you if you're on a moped. There's something that people hate about them, and they really do aim for you.
Yeah, actually, I owned 2 mopeds when I was in my 30s. And they were quite good for getting to work and back, but they kept getting stolen.
Yeah, that's the problem with them around here.
That's why I did a game called Petty Theft Moped too. So.
Yeah, well, and that's been my big issue with the electric bike is, I'm going to have to keep it in my apartment. I can't leave it outside overnight.
Yeah, those folding bikes don't really take up that much room.
Do you have an elevator or
reviewing
stairs?
ones, I hear more and more that the folding ones are just not that durable.
Fortunately, they're a lot easier.
I wouldn't consider them durable.
You could say anything that's folding is going to be less durable than something that's rigid, though. I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
And also, fortunately, it's a lot easier to store your bike in your house. I've left one of the reasons. I mean, at least from here where I was, it's like there's security in this particular area, so you can leave things out more and get away with it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that I could probably lose one shelving unit here and put a rack that I could put the bike vertically on the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So I think I can make room for a standard bike that way.
Well, Carol, if it makes you feel any better, I've been banned from things like skateboards, roller skates, ice skates, and hoverboards. So
The only hovering I can do is over a toilet.
All
I've
right.
actually given some
Forgot that.
thoughts to one of those little electric scooters, just with the idea that, it's something I could actually take on the bus with me, so I could use it to get between the areas and, deal with that problem of the closest bus stop is a half mile from where I need to go.
You mean like that?
I think Nerdy's on the right track, though. An exosuit would solve all your problems. I designed you one. You don't remember?
Yep.
Well, Nerdy, you and I can help work on the AI to power that.
Perp, are you talking about electric scooters as in those long boards with a stick that comes up in front?
Yeah, pretty much.
Check out the price.
Like electric razor?
Yeah, those
Carol?
things can run $500.
Yeah, they're a couple hundred. That's why I'm not really sure if it's worth all that much if you get one that's big enough to have any range.
Carol, the reason for that is because... Sorry, go ahead.
I don't think that would be a very practical solution for you. I'm just thinking of toting a couple bags of groceries and still trying to balance on one of those things. Those tiny wheels are so dangerous for balance and stability.
Well,
You can get scooters with larger
anything
wheels,
more
but
than
yeah.
having a backpack on those.
I remember I didn't really have too much trouble with the little push scooter. Now I have terrible balance.
Okay,
Yeah, but
there we go.
Was that for fun, and hanging around in the neighborhood, or taking a 5-mile trip?
Ooh, I found one with a cute basket on Amazon.
There's the exoskeleton that Bree designed for me.
Yeah.
Atheists assemble.
That's right. You could get across the highway in that, no problem. I'd feel bad for the vehicle who tried to hit you.
Yeah, I also wouldn't have to worry about, stuff getting too heavy for me to carry it home.
Yep, got all figured out for you. Those horns can be multi-tools too. So
yeah.
Sinister, what all kind of functions can you program into those horns for?
Oh, I'm sure I could find a lot of uses for being so horny.
I think you can just leave the horns as they are.
I just don't think Purple has practical use of horns in her day-to-day life.
On the other hand, maybe we can get some orca suits and sync. Never mind. That's I think Purple is right. I don't think that's going to end well to the orca, even though I think it's happening because some people in those type of boats were just not being nice to that particular whale.
Yeah, that's what I'm betting, that some people were harassing the whales, so the whales are getting back at them.
Is 45 miles? Is 45 miles reasonable?
For what?
For an electric bike.
That's pretty good, actually.
That's a great range, but that's probably the question of a pedal assist thing.
This one's only $450 too.
I think it's probably a question of lying in the advertisement.
Yeah.
Well, if you got a link for that one, I'll look at it later.
I sure do, sweetie. Let me get that.
I mean, you can always get a bigger battery, and even carry a spare battery. And then you could increase your range that way.
That was my thought, of having a second battery with me.
The other thing is, it's still a bicycle if the battery dies.
How far are you going on your grocery trips and stuff? Though, so everything's within 5 miles. You're gonna be able to charge it every time you come back home. You can even bring your charger with you in your backpack or whatever.
Well, for 90% of the stuff I do, it wouldn't be any problem. There would be occasions where I actually have to run out, but it's going to be about 13 miles each way. So the 20-mile range would not be enough.
Do your city buses have cars, like a bike rack you can put on them? Or...
Yep. Yeah, the buses will have a front rack for the bikes.
Not you. Never mind.
I thought of that too, that I could even take the bus one way and then take the bike back, so I don't have to deal with.
I mean,
You know, mostly it's the issue of when I take the buses, it's like having to walk half a mile between each place I need to go.
Yeah, my main issue with the buses is also it's like it's an hour between. You have to wait an hour.
Same here. All the buses are only once an hour here. They used to be every half hour, but during the pandemic, they put them down to once an hour, and they never restored service.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is I'm just happy like the city has public transportation at all because it's not a huge city.
Yep. Same. We're only a city of 30,000 people, so
Yeah.
you know, for the size of the
Lacrosse-
city, we've got pretty good public transit.
La Crosse, Wisconsin just bought, I think it was 4 or 5 electric buses. Electric buses.
Really? I
You
mean,
know, yeah, full size, big old buses. Electric.
no, I meant 30,000. We're twice your size.
No, La Crosse is 50 to 60,000.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
St.
okay.
Cloud, where I am, is 30,000.
Yeah, I was talking. Sorry, referring to. But 50 to 60,000 is about the same as like the.
Oh,
It's about the same population if you don't count the outlying areas as well.
actually, this one that Bray brought up.
Which one?
The NATCO, when I just put it in on my list because I think I'm going to get it. So yeah.
It says 30 miles in pure electric mode, 30-mile range. So a range of 40 plus miles on pedal assisted mode. And it doesn't come in purple, but at least it comes in orange.
Could you
Okay.
post a link? Could you post a link to that one?
It's in the side chat or private chat.
It's I'll copy the
okay.
link to the YouTube chat too for other people want to see it.
Yeah, it's a NACTO electric bike, German engineering is what it brags about.
Yep.
Which I don't know what that means, but it comes with a basket. It has a basket on the front, and I believe a board you can strap stuff to on the back if you have a couple little bungees that you kept with you.
Unfortunately, it looks like the link is too long for me to put it in the.
Yeah, I was
chat.
I spent it forever looking for.
I'm on it.
On Amazon, looking for a hot link thing for it. You know.
I'm on it.
Yeah, that's I was looking at where I can trim the link, but I wasn't sure
There you
where
go.
to cut it.
Did you make a
Okay.
shorter link? You are the
Yeah.
bee's knees.
Hang on, that didn't quite work out.
Oh,
Try again.
it's the thought that counts. If you figure it out, though, you're smarter.
Well,
than
for
me.
under 500, this one looks really good.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I actually looked at the size larger than this, the 26-inch, but I have long legs. So.
There we are. No,
That
that
I
should
just
work.
looked at it. That is the Chinese bike that gets pushed around for 150, 200 bucks.
Well, is
Yeah?
that?
Yep.
Yeah, you might be able to get it cheaper on Alibaba, but I think that's what it's called. But the problem with Alibaba is the stuff often gets delayed by customs because it's a Chinese company.
I saw those Chinese bikes on a place called Temu, Temu. They have their own app. They're
Okay.
pretty easy to navigate.
I know Temu.
Moo?
Ah,
Did somebody say moo?
why is this
Oh.
one such a big price jump to go from the 22-inch to the 26-inch?
I'm
Because
not
they
sure.
know most
I don't
people
know.
want the
The
26
26-inch is reasonable too, though. I mean, that's
Yeah, but it's like $200 more than the 22-inch.
yeah.
Yeah, you
I
can
mean,
look
what are
at-
the perks to it?
Probably
That has a
because
basket.
most people want this 26-inch, so they're
Yeah.
going to take the money there.
Yeah.
But it,
I'm just too. I feel like I'm too tall for a 22-inch bike, though. I feel like I'd be sitting.
well, it's got 26-inch wheels either way, so I think even a 22-inch, you could probably put the seat and handlebars up high enough.
Yeah, and save yourself a couple $100.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 5'9". I'm not sure how tall you are.
All right.
5'10", yeah.
There's another caveat I want to give. If you buy one of these, you will have to assemble them. Make sure you're better with tools than I am.
We're gonna start our own trans electric bike gang.
Yeah, the trans company.
Yeah,
Now you're talking.
we'll be called the Transistors, or the Transistors.
Yeah, this one looks more like an electric moped rather than a bicycle, but
I like
Well,
the
one good thing
bicycle
about it, it's
style
got disc
itself.
brakes.
Yeah,
If I got
that's-
an electric, I would definitely want it to have disc brakes.
I think the one I linked has disc brakes too,
Yeah.
but it's a different brand.
Okay, this says a 10 amp hour battery, so this one does have what's really a pitifully small battery, and that's a big part of why it's so cheap.
The other thing I want you to make sure like your delivery companies know where you live, because mine got delivered to the wrong address, and for a while the people are trying to say it's like, oh yeah, this was addressed to us. It's like, no, it looks like it was addressed to my house. It just got the address just got damaged during shipping.
Oh yeah, and
Okay, Porpoise, which is the one you have? Because when I went to your link, it brings up a whole page.
Oh, it should be the first one, I think. It's the VV one. I spent more for it, but apparently it's gone down since then. You'll probably want one with a longer battery life.
Hi, Beck. I didn't even have the chat up. Beck's out there. You all are dropping links.
Well,
Yeah, like I said, I've been looking at several, and fortunately, I do know a bit about, I know a fair bit about bikes, and I know a little bit about electronics.
you don't need to know anything about electronics.
Well, no, but I mean, it's actually, I think, within the level of my skills that I could actually build a larger battery pack myself. I could order the parts off of eBay, and I could build one.
Well, that might not be a terrible idea. Maybe you could sell it if you can get it to interface with systems too. So
Yeah, mostly it's just a matter of having the right plug for it. And there's a couple of brands I've seen now that they're using pretty standard plugs on them. But yeah, I had actually thought even of trying to build my own from scratch. My brother's got an old electric snowblower that he was talking about getting rid of. So I was wondering how difficult it would be for me to rip the motor out of that and fit it onto a bicycle.
if you're the type of person who likes that type of projects, I know
That's a hell of an engineering feat, I'll say that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It would be a lot of work, and mostly I just don't really have the space to lay out a project that size. And
it would require a lot of welding.
come down to Terre Haute, do it in my front yard, and people will come help.
Yeah.
Because I have never seen so much redneck engineering.
Well, it could be done without welding. However, I left it with my brother up in Michigan, but I do have a portable arc welder. So if I could plan things out, maybe I could plan it out to do the welding portions in my mom's garage in Michigan. Just go up there for a weekend and do it there.
So, would summer be over already?
It would be a big project, though, so I'm having trouble
What?
motivating myself to get projects done. That's probably not something I would finish.
Or let me put it this way:
If summer's over, all the bugs will go away.
Can the portion of summer where I don't get paid be over already? Let me put it that way.
Well,
we lost your Purple.
That's okay. I'll just prepare for it better next time. I wasn't expecting the decision that came down.
Man, I got this bike in my cart and everything.
Oh,
No, we're still not hearing you. You're breaking up pretty bad.
yeah.
See, those horns could work as antenna.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah?
Signal boosters.
She'll get Tri-Fi.
Yeah.
Oh, my not going.
I like the basket. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I have
Well,
to
my
wonder.
circle flared up when that happened.
Yeah, we're hearing you now.
There you are.
What the heck? The reason they don't let you do that, the problem is that I'm a substitute teacher and the rules are different than for the regular teachers.
They substitute different rules.
Well, it's because we're not. It's complicated. It's not. We're not employees of a school corporation. We're employees of a temp agency.
Yeah, I get it. You mean why you're not paid during the summer?
Whereas if I were like a educational assistant, I could do that.
Sounds like somebody's stealing your wages.
No, it's just the system is what it is. It's just
Well, it's because the teachers that work for the school have a union and you don't.
yeah.
How can they expect anybody to work and not get paid? That's bullshit.
Don't work over the summer.
No, yeah, that's the thing. That during the summer there's no pay because there's no work, unless you could get a gig teaching summer school.
Which you have to have an actual anyway. You actually have to have a teaching certificate. But it's almost over. I don't want to complain about it. It's just have to fare better next year.
Yeah, obviously difficult to go a couple of months without a paycheck.
Can you do summer school courses?
Not in Indiana. Well, technically I can do summer school courses at the university, but that's not something you get paid for.
Oh, you take summer school courses, but not give them, right? Yeah. But I don't know. Sometimes the elementary schools around here have summer school that's just like fun stuff. It's like day camp or whatever for kids, and they could use like supervisors that are certified.
Yeah,
babysitters.
Hey, you could always go to your local church and do Sunday school, or
you could sign up to be a counselor.
Are Sunday school teachers paid? I was never in any church.
Usually not.
I was gonna say,
no, my ex-wife taught Sunday school and she never got paid.
I think some churches do, but usually it's a volunteer position.
Why would somebody, I don't know, volunteer to lie to children? Yeah.
Okay, bye, Mark.
Besides,
so I just make Mark mad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if your Sunday school was good. Everybody's experience is different, but
Mark just has to go to work.
Bye, Mark.
The nice thing about Sandra's summer Sunday school was it was with a Unitarian church, so you weren't doing all that much lying.
Yeah. Unitarian church aren't generally biblical literalists, are they?
Usually not.
Unitarian Universalist, or?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Purple.
Yeah, no, Unitarian Universalists are not really religious, actually. The ones in Minneapolis refer to themselves as the Unitarian Universalist Society, and many of them get very uppity if you try to call it a church.
Yeah.
The one here is still a church. Still very Christian.
Yeah, they still do a Sunday service, but yeah, it's pretty watered down.
So I've been into the one near me. It's basically trappings of just Christianity.
I hate to drag the conversation backwards, but are we doing this biker gang thing or not?
Well,
I'm still waiting for Neil to make it big because I've already got all the trademarks for the toy line biker pirates. Atheist biker pirates from the internet.
Hey, I am still waiting for Neil and Aaron Raw to start their own biker gang.
Yep.
Make Aaron Raw's in a I don't know if it's a gang.
So should we start a biker gang?
Wardrobes or something? Yeah, I think we should call ourselves the Transistors or the Transistors. I don't know. That works together, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you do, I've got the perfect logo for you.
I'm here for it.
Basically, it's an NPN transistor symbol that's been turned into the trans logo.
Well, that's interesting.
Sounds like
that
something
up
good.
Right now. NPN transistor.
So
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, huh? See how you can do it?
Mm-hmm.
Not
That's actually clever as fuck.
all right.
Because it's
I
already
was
got the
thinking
circle with the yeah.
I was
Hey.
thinking of getting a T-shirt made that way, and I never got around to it.
First of all, I'm from Pennsylvania originally, so don't feel bad. Secondly, if there's one thing I'll say for Indiana, it's that when I moved here, once I was here for a while, I was a Hoosier. It didn't matter. What did bother me was the attitude that moving to Indiana was fixing the birth defect of not being born in Indiana.
Well,
Yeah.
it's only because the question really is, why would you want to go to Indiana, for Christ's sake?
Well, when I was in the Upper Peninsula, Michigan, my family was trying very hard to make me a Youper, and I was having nothing to do with it. In fact, my sister gave me one of those mugs that says "I Heart Michigan," and she was not amused when I used acetane to take off the heart and wrote "intolerate."
Aw. You don't deface a gift now. Come on. Aw. Do you still have it?
If I do, I don't know where it is. It might be
Yeah.
packed in storage. I know I still got 2 boxes of kitchen supplies I haven't found.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I have my kitchen supplies because the reviews I've read since the move of the so-called movers indicate that they are thieves. And I had a KitchenAid stand mixer, half
yeah.
$1,000. So if anything's missing, that's going to be missing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the things that Sloth Girl made sure to get back from her ex. She went and fought him for her kitchen mixer.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a KitchenAid?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Worth
got
it.
one of the big heavy KitchenAid ones that'll need dough.
That is worth it. Those things earn their cost within the first year, just in the labor. If you like making heavy mixes, like breads.
Yeah, I've never
Pizza
been
dough.
able to afford a KitchenAid, but over the years I have burned out several mixers.
Yeah, if you like breads, get a bread machine.
I got a bread machine. I love it.
I had a bread machine and I could never get consistent results from it.
Because I remember the
Then
first
you had
time.
a crappy one.
I remember the first time I tried to make bread, it was a mess all over the kitchen. So yeah, the bread machine made that a lot easier.
I just assumed I couldn't get good results from the bread machine just because, couldn't control the temperature and humidity in the kitchen for anything.
Yeah.
Bread making is dependent on humidity. You have to monitor.
Yeah, well, we didn't have central air or anything, so I had no way to control that stuff.
It also
I've
matters.
I've had two different bread machines. Both of them are better than Walmart stuff, and I've never had a problem with any of them anywhere, any temperature, any humidity. They just do it.
You also have to add the ingredients in a certain way or it doesn't work.
My dad used to make bread by hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was the last ingredient I added on top of the water was the yeast, butter, and sugar and salt. Those couples, because they got put it in a little cup in the flour.
I didn't realize the sequence was that important.
Couldn't hear you.
I didn't realize the sequence was that important. That may have been an issue.
I'm not going to say humidity doesn't affect it either, because making something like peanut butter fudge is affected by humidity too.
I used to make some great fudge. I used to hand it out to the neighbors every Yule.
Well, my family has a secret recipe for peanut butter fudge, so. But I haven't really been able to use it, so.
Okay, apparently
We'll do it properly for years, so.
Yeah, I haven't made mine for a long time, but actually, mine wasn't peanut bar. Mine was a chocolate marshmallow fudge I always made.
I would make a peanut butter.
I
Rice
haven't made
Krispie.
fudge in ages.
Yeah, I didn't make it for the whole time I was with my fiance, so that means it's been more than a decade.
I suppose if I can ever get a kitchen together, one of the things I'll have to do is make fudge.
Yeah, well, she was diabetic, so making candy was not a big priority.
I do want to make some peanut butter chocolate chip cookies.
Ooh, I actually do not like that combination in cookies.
Really?
It seems like it. Well, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of trans women have this thing about salt because of Spyro, and you don't
What
get the
about
proper sweet. A lot of trans women, not all of them, have like this craving for salt because of spironolactone.
Okay, before you
Oh.
came in, I was talking about that, how I have a constant craving for salt.
That makes sense. Okay, yeah, I'm on spironolactone, and I like chips and crackers all the time. I feel like I'm like low on sodium.
There are nights I feel like I could just eat a 10-pound salt lick.
Yeah,
It's
just take a teaspoon of salt every morning. No,
It is-
don't do that.
It is why I will sit down and eat a jar of olives.
Yep, love olives.
As long as they're black olives.
I think it's also, but it's like if you separate them in a cookie like that, you don't get the sweet and salty taste that you would get in like a Reese's peanut butter cup together.
Okay, so it's the Spiro that's causing the salt cravings, huh?
I never noticed the change though. I was on Spiro, didn't notice the salt cravings and then I didn't notice them go away when I was switched to bicalutamide.
Well, I'm not getting a salty flavor from the peanut butter.
Well, I'm saying you don't get the combination. Have you ever had chocolate covered pretzels?
I don't like chocolate covered pretzels.
Yeah, you don't get that sweet, salty taste that you will get with a chocolate covered pretzel.
Well, that's not what I'm going for anyway.
Well, I always liked a lot of salt in the first place, but since I started HRT, it's a constant thing.
Well, start eating ramen noodles.
I was going to say, there's also other things that could cause a salt craving, like, what am I thinking of? A problem with the adrenal glands.
Mm.
But it's most likely the Spyro.
Yeah, well, I've mentioned it to the doctor, and, as long as the magnesium, potassium levels are where they're at, they don't, they're confused why it hasn't increased my blood pressure, but other than that, they don't seem to think it's a matter to worry about.
I thought spironolactone was used to lower blood pressure.
Well, maybe the Spyro balances out all the extra salt.
Spiro was basically a diuretic, commonly used by cardiac patients like me. The effect of blocker as a blocker is strictly a side effect.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
And I think there are more effective blockers that are technically illegal in the United States.
Yeah, half the meds I'm on because of the side effects, not because of what they were originally made for.
Yeah, okay.
There's Mom NATO. Whoop.
Hey, hi, sweetness.
Mage and I keep doing this at the same time, announcing people. Amy.
Hello.
Yeah, we were talking earlier because we knew that Tornado's birthday is right around this time, and we weren't sure exactly which date.
The 9th. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was right. Okay.
Diana had it right. It was earlier than I thought.
So.
Yeah. Well, we are doing his birthday celebration a little late.
We have
He got his presents, but we are celebrating. We're going to Disney World.
Yep. I know you've been talking about planning that trip.
Well, the trip is planned. We have the hotel reservations for. We're going. I decided I was going to drive up a day early, so that because we can't check in until after 3. So I figure if I drive up there on the 23rd, then I won't have to worry about getting up on the 24th at 6 a.m., drive 2.5 hours to Disney World,
Mom,
and then try to get in.
Mom,
Yeah.
Nato, when you go to Disney World, are you required by state law to register and provide the information to the Attorney General?
No,
No? Oh,
No.
They'll do that eventually.
eventually,
Well-
but I'm not worried about it eventually. This will be the only trip we take. He can say he saw it. They have a special going on for Florida residents right now.
Well, Disney.
Where-
Sorry. Go ahead.
Where they're charging us $58 a day for a ticket.
Oh, that's
Damn.
not bad.
Yeah, so but it's a 4-day. It's called Summer Magic. You get 4 days for one person is $229.
I couldn't
Now-
I couldn't afford one day.
Yeah, well, that's cheap. The tickets are normally $109
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
it
for
was over
Florida
100
for
bucks a day.
Florida residents. We get 30% off the cost of tickets.
So is Disney donating all the proceeds to an LGBT charity just because they're more than willing to tell Ron DeSantis to F off?
Hell no.
I don't know, but one of the things I saw on their website to buy, they have what's called Magic Bands. Now, the Magic Bands Plus, basically, it's a wristband that will allow you to enter the park. It'll allow you to make payments. It allows you to get into your room, all with touchless contact
Yeah.
or contactless. And one of the bracelets is a Pride bracelet.
Oh, cool.
So
Yeah.
it's in black with rainbow on it, and it says Pride across it. So
When it
I
comes
think I'm
to
going to get that.
It'll make it easier for DeSantis to track you then.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
tough shit. I don't care.
you
He
can't tell me
should. He's turning
can't-
that place into a Nazi regime.
It's Disney will be tracking you.
you
That's
can't tell you can't tell me Disney can't wall off its network from Florida. They have the money.
Oh, yes, they can.
Yep.
So we went out and we did some shopping today, getting clothes for us that are lightweight enough because all I had was blue jeans for pants. And I'm not wearing blue jeans in the middle of the summer to an amusement park. Too damn hot. So I bought some loose fitting, lightweight pants that I can wear and shorts. So
So, Mom NATO, I have a question that's completely
Yes.
silly.
Mhm.
You have a son, Tornado, and you
Uh-huh.
have another sibling, or not sibling, offspring named after what went through here like a week and a half ago, called Derecho.
oh no, I don't, thankfully. That would be my twin sister. My twin sister is an absolute nightmare.
I don't know which
Okay.
would be worse. Tornado
Well,
or Derecho.
okay, let me Diana has heard me talk about my twin sister.
Oh, I
mother
have.
My mother passed away on the 6th of March.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, a week before my birthday. That was really hard. So my sister comes down 3 days before my mom passes away. First thing she does is she wants to see my mom's house.
Ow. Ow.
So I had told her, well, the house is a disaster. It hasn't been cleaned. It's a mess. Well, she wanted to see it. So I took her over to Mom's house because she's a block away. Mom's house is a block away from the hospital. And they hadn't decided if they were going to stay in her house or if they were going to stay in a hotel. They finally decided on the hotel because the house was a mess. But she went in the house and she's like, ooh, I want that and I want that. Ooh, I'm going to take that and I'm going to take that. Oh, that's coming home with me.
What a
My
bitch.
mom wasn't even dead yet.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
And-
I'm thinking that your sister would have been dead had I been
Well,
her
so
sister.
my brother comes down. He gets there on Monday, which is the same day my mom died. I can understand him having problems because he lived in Hawaii and he works. He had to arrange leave to come to Florida. And so my mom passes away that night. She passed away at 9 p.m. The next morning, my sister, after we make all of the arrangements, make all the payments to the probation lawyer and the cremation funeral home, She goes to the house with us, and she just starts packing up her car, and she's like, well, I've got to leave. I've got to go. And she left. After she packed up all the shit she wanted to take, she left, leaving me and my brother for the next week to clean up my mom's house and start making plans for the probate lawyer to get everything sold, because we can't keep the house. We can't afford it. It's an $1,100 mortgage a month. So, yeah, she just came, she took what she wanted, and she left. She's a greedy, money-mongering bitch.
That happened to me when my dad died. I'd been living with him for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Taking care of him until he
Right.
died.
Yeah.
And when he passed, my brothers and their wives came in and basically looted the entire place, and all I got was my mom's nameplate from her desk.
Yeah. Well,
No.
I honestly don't want anything in the house except her curio cabinet. I have one, but it's really small, and there's just not enough space to put all of my knickknacks. I don't want any of her knickknacks. The jewelry, me and my sister separated. So, and the one thing I wanted from her jewelry, my mom said I could have, so I took that.
Dankeschön.
And my sister just wants what she wants, and she doesn't want to help. My brother and I spent a week cleaning and sorting through the house, emptying closets out. I donated all of my mom's clothes because I can't wear them. My mom was 105 pounds.
Yeah.
There's no
that's
way
a
for me to
huge
fit into
job.
her clothes. And I'm the executor now, so I'm the one in control. And I told my sister flat out, I've been making the mortgage payments on my mom's house out of the life insurance policy to make sure that everything stays current so we don't lose the house before we can sell it. My brother's been paying the electric bill. He's been paying the trash bill, because we have to have those on when we clean out the house after everything's sold in the estate sale. What doesn't get sold is getting either donated or it's getting trashed.
Do you need any realtors?
I'm going to have to find a realtor. We're going to have to sell the house. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and they're both full baths. It has a dining room. It has a living room. It has a family room. It has a sun porch. It also has the kitchen with a dining section in it. So, it's a huge house. It's like, I think it's almost 2,400 square feet. And it's on an acre of land, and half of it is, 3/4 of it is fenced in.
Sounds beautiful, except for that $1,100 mortgage.
And it's got a fireplace in it.
What style of house? Ranch?
It's a ranch. It's single level. Okay. It's got an attached garage. I'm trying to think of it. The sun porch is fully enclosed.
A 3 Seasons house. Room.
Huh?
A 3 Seasons room.
Yeah. Well. And it's the sunroom is completely screened in with glass windows, and it has its own hurricane shutters. They're built in, so that you can put them on. They're metal sheets that go up that you screw in.
Okay, Mom NATO, that link I just put in the private chat there, that's my uncle. He does realtor stuff.
Okay, I'll look at it. But it's a nice house. It really is. And if I could afford it, I wouldn't mind, except it has a septic system, and I don't want a septic tank.
Oh, that's problematic at times.
Well, it's I don't know how old the house is, but the septic tank really needs to be replaced. And she put in carpet, but she didn't pull up the parquet floor. So now the parquet floor is buckling under the carpet because of humidity. Yeah.
So it's got a couple of expensive projects.
Actually, I spoke to a realtor about stuff like that. They said because of the prices of houses right now, when she bought the house, She paid $160,000 for it. It is now worth $300,000.
Yeah, I've heard about how the pricing in Florida has
Yeah.
been going through the roof.
Oh yeah, and
I-
it's might even be worth more than that because I looked on Zillow. It's a realty site where you can buy
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And the price they had listed was before my mom fenced in the yard. It also has an alarm system in it that my mom had put in it with
Okay.
motion sensor lights and cameras. So that improves the price of the house.
Algorithm.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. But
I'm
they're
gonna
all
mute myself.
yeah, it's all hardwired into the property, so into the electricity. So that's why we're keeping the electric on so that the alarm system stays on. Because with nobody living there, I want to be able to know they're going to call me if anything happens at the house. So,
Yeah, so if anybody tries to force a door open or
Mhm.
something.
yep. So, but the house is probably worth about $315,000. So that would cover any repairs for the septic tank because it doesn't cost as much to put in a new septic tank. It's like $5,000. But most people don't have that off the pocket.
Only $5,000.
Only $5,000.
That's
Only.
cheap.
Yeah. Something like that. So they said it'd probably only knock off about $15,000 off the price of the house to have to deal with the flooring and the septic tank. And those are the only problems wrong in the house. The house is big enough, it has to have 2 air conditioners.
Perp,
I
I'm going to take off. We're 2.5 hours in.
Yeah.
Oh, see you, Jenny.
want
You
to
all
say
take
that
care. Good to see you again,
maybe-
Mom NATO.
Okay, nice to see you too.
And bye-bye, all you folks up out in Chatland. We love you. Well, I do anyways. I don't know about these other mugs. So have a wonderful day and don't get caught.
Oh yeah.
Be good, Jenny.
If you accept the postulate of one of my EQ guildmates a long time ago, I'm a complicated Turing simulation connected to a song database.
Oh, okay. I know what EQ is. I used to play E EQ.
But I would like to point out there is another huge problem with your house right now.
Yes.
It's in Florida.
Yes, it is. I'm seriously, after we get everything done with my mom. I moved down here because my mom wanted me here. And this is the house that I live in is my grandma's house. When she bought this house, they paid $37,000 for it. It's probably worth about $200,000 now.
Yeah, well, maybe. I hope it sells. I hope you sell it. I also have a feeling the real estate.
It's in the center of town. McDonald's, Wawa, Burger King, Taco Bell, all those nice restaurants that everybody likes to go to, fast food joints. They're all within a mile of the house.
Well, I have a feeling that the real estate market is probably going to crash sometime in the near future. Like, they should have let it fully collapse in 2008 because housing prices are way overinflated.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, as
But
soon as
I hope
probate
you-
is done, we sell the house.
I hope you sell it before that happens. And I am not an economist, so take everything I say
Well,
and feel free to ignore it.
we're going to be selling the house in the next couple of months. It won't be more than 6 months before we sell the house. And houses out here sell real quick. Once we get the estate sale done, we'll put it up for sale once it's cleaned out and cleaned. So yeah, everything in the garage has to go. Everything in the house has to go. I think one thing we're going to sell with the house, we're going to sell the lawnmower with the house so that it's already, they move in, there's a lawnmower for them to use.
Yeah, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could list it under the appliances.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to be doing a little switcheroo with the appliances. I'm going to take my mother's refrigerator that she paid for. she had a refrigerator that was over here in my house that she wanted. So she took the refrigerator out of that house and put it in my house. So I'm going to put that refrigerator back in that house and get the refrigerator that was originally here. Or wait, no, she had to buy a new refrigerator because that one broke. She's got a LG refrigerator in that house that, you know, she paid a lot of money for. I'm not gonna let that thing sit over there. I'll take it back.
Yeah.
It's a newer refrigerator. It's a new refrigerator, and it's better.
Oh yes, and it's got a water thing. I can't think of it. Water connection with ice maker, you know, that kind of thing. So, and I'm taking her deep freeze that's in there. She's got a little chest freezer. That's coming over here too.
I'm more concerned that it's becoming a lot harder to find dumb appliances.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this isn't a smart appliance. It's not. It doesn't. The only thing it has is the water and ice dispenser.
Yeah, my uncle has a refrigerator you can actually watch movies on.
Yeah, why do I need a refrigerator that connects has Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
It's like his kid actually did that.
Stupid bullshit.
Told him not to put TV on, so he went to the refrigerator and started watching something on the refrigerator.
Why? Why
Yeah,
do
I
you
don't
need
know
that
why
on a
everything
refrigerator?
needs to have Wi-Fi.
Ugh. My mom's refrigerator doesn't have Wi-Fi.
I have no problem with like a tablet on it that lets you keep track of like, okay, this item, these items are in here, I need these
Recipes while you're cooking.
items. Or
See,
that would be a useful feature for a stove, but it doesn't need to connect to the internet. We have SD cards. You can put the recipes on it and load them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or USB drives.
The Sloth Girl's new air conditioner. I was having trouble getting the thing working because it needed a Wi-Fi connection before it would even start.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, well, because it gives you the option of downloading an app so that you can control the air conditioner from your cell phone.
Oh my God. My Tornado has 2 light bulbs that are color changing light bulbs that he can sit there and turn them on with his cell phone, turn them off with the cell phone, change the color on the cell phone.
I thought about getting those.
Well, and I see that's where everything's going. Is that, you know, they're going to stop including remote controls in anything, and they're just going to have it all be Wi-Fi connected to run from your cell phone.
But you don't need a Wi-Fi connection for that. You just need a Bluetooth connection.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason they're insisting on Wi-Fi is so they can collect data.
Yep.
I don't know.
I do know. They are.
No, yeah, that makes sense. The only reason they would need a Wi-Fi is so that the app can keep sending data back to the company.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Because a lot of the money is made selling your data.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's like, sorry, Lavender, what are you trying to say?
I can't. If I go to the room, I lose internet.
Yeah.
Hey, this toilet requires Wi-Fi so they can know when I shit.
I don't have Wi-Fi on my refrigerator.
Yeah. What? You put that on the pool in it, right next to you.
Hey, amiga.
Right there. Hello.
Actually,
Couch.
Mage, I know that was a joke, but they actually now have toilets that have Wi-Fi connections.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
That they weigh and measure the volume of your shit.
Yeah, it's actually for a medical thing.
Oh my God. Okay. So, I had an interesting thing happen today when we went shopping. I came home and I logged onto my credit card account, my PayPal account. I was checking the balance and it said minus $3.56. I'm sitting here going, what? There was $1,600 on it before I went to Walmart. What the fuck? I only spent $239. Where the fuck did my money go? So I'm looking through my PayPal account and I go to the actual account and I checked it and it said Brandy something or other. Account holder since 2020. So I'm sitting here looking through things. So I go over to the actual credit card because it's a PayPal account, you know. So I go over to the actual prepaid account, log into there, and it shows the accurate amount that's on the card. So I go back to my PayPal account, and it fixed itself. Somebody was trying to get into my card, but because I keep my card in an RFID wallet, they couldn't get the information to get the money off the card. So I will be moving everything to a card with a chip and a tap feature so they can't get the card information.
You can still get the information.
Yeah, I mean, everything can be hackable, and that could just be a glitch. I can't without more information.
No, the fact that it said somebody else's name on my account, and then when I went and tried to fix it, it said they couldn't fix it. They couldn't try that. They couldn't get to that window. Yeah.
That doesn't sound like an RFID thing. That sounds like someone may have gotten a hold of your password or tried to.
Yeah.
And it didn't work because it fixed itself.
So what I'd recommend is changing your password and possibly adding two-factor authentication.
Oh, yes, I already have that.
Not that the wallet is a bad thing. It's just not going to help you from what you're describing.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is I was like looking at it, and as soon as I logged into the PayPal prepaid card, everything fixed itself. So
I've had some issues with my card getting stolen a couple times in the past few years. And I'm not even sure how they got it. So
yeah,
I don't even know where to fix the security leak.
Well, I'm trying to set everything up so that I don't have to pull the cards out. Security. I can't read all what it says. Something security.
CompTIA Security Plus.
Okay. So, which
needs to be renewed.
Yeah. Where did
my A Plus is renewed, fortunately, and my Linux Plus doesn't expire.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, apparently my cat has decided to go stay with the child.
Wait, the cat doesn't demand camera time?
Oh, yes, he does. Okay, hold on a second.
What type of cat does not?
Well, Sammy hasn't been introduced to the camera yet. Well, he has a couple of times, but not on YouTube.
Oh, there you are.
Okay, well,
Camera time. Oh, come here, fat boy. Oh.
Tina just likes to
Hold still.
Man, I have burping way too
Oh,
much.
yes. Yeah.
Aww.
This is Sylvester. This is my new bubby. Huh? You want to say hi? Yeah. Okay. Can mommy roll you over? Yeah. Huh? Can I?
Yeah. So we're going almost 3 hours. I'm glad I took care of the chickens early, just in case of the storm.
This is how much he loves me. Yeah. Good boy.
Kitties like yes. Kitties like cameras and showing their butts.
Yeah. Well, he is a 5-year-old tuxedo cat, and we think he's part Maine Coon because he is not fat. Not like me, anyway, huh?
It's possible.
There you go, an 8-hour stream of a cat bot.
Yeah. Well, he weighs probably 14 pounds, so he's a hefty, chunky boy. And you know how fat is usually soft and pudgy when you pet a cat? He is not soft. He is not pudgy. He is solid muscle. He was an abandoned cat, and somebody took him in, and she would have kept him, except he doesn't like other cats because he had been out on his own for too long.
Yeah, I've had a cat that was basically solid muscle like that. It was 20 pounds.
Yeah. And he's got the ruff around his neck here, like a Maine Coon. So he's got little tufts in his ears. Oh, did mommy hit your ticklish spot? Yes.
Hey, Philip.
Anyway, happy birthday, Purple. It's my gaming night.
Happy birthday.
Yep.
All right.
Well, if we do the go around, by the time we're done with that, we'll go over the 3-hour mark. So we should probably wrap this up here. So I can
Well, I
go
just wanted-
upstairs and have dinner with Sloth Girl.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to stop in at least and say hi.
Oh, so
And
Porpoise,
happy birthday.
your game is nearly complete. It's beta testing or what?
Yeah.
Well, it's just more of it's just something. It was just a personal project, just to see if I could do a text adventure game. And at this
Yeah.
point, I know I can. It's like I don't need to complete it to prove that point. It's just I want to complete it so people can play it and tell me
Yeah.
How
like,
they
you
feel about
felt
it.
this wrong.
Well, that's cool.
I don't expect it to get much interest. It was just. It's more like a portfolio project.
Yeah. Well, if you want to drop a link in the YouTube chat and see if
Yeah.
other people want to give it a try.
Yeah.
We'll need Python 3 to play it in its current state. Well,
You need what?
you will need Python 3, which
Oh. Yeah,
Because
that leaves
I-
me out.
well, it's easy to download Python.
Okay.
Chuckle kitty.
I mean, if I wanted to make it compilable, I should have done it in C or C# or a language that comes with a compiler by default, where Python is an interpreted language. But also, if you want to check out, I have a couple other games on itch.io, Sinister Porpoise 2, which do not require Python and should run standalone on the systems you can download them for.
Oh my
And-
goodness.
The game I was referring to was a
Eh.
role-playing game that is more
Ooh.
traditional.
Dungeons
yeah,
and Dragons.
It's very similar. It's a universal system called Hero,
Yep. Seen it. Hi.
and I
Right.
manage. But yeah.
Yeah.
So remember, everyone, be
Juicy.
excellent to each other, and so long, and thanks for all the fish.
See ya. Oh, stinky breath. Whew.
Give
All right,
him-
you come on. All
give
right,
him
go on,
something
buddy.
to clean his
Oh,
breath, mouth out. huh?
Yeah, I have what are
Greenies.
they? The greenies. I have
Yep.
some. Just gotta find them.
I should give Molly like,
Greenies.
actually, they're not greenies what I got from Molly, but there's something similar. I should give him
Oh.
one.
Did mommy find your treats? Oh, come here.
Oh, Mom, I don't know what you're feeding them, but I've always been very big on the Iams cat food.
Yeah.
I've been promoting that for 30 years. They should start paying me for it by now.
Come here.
Yeah, Molly's been doing pretty good on the IMs.
He is so good. He's gotten used to not being able to grab things off my desk. So here,
Yeah.
here.
I'm thinking about what I'm
Right
doing.
there.
I'm thinking about getting a
Yeah,
bigger
there you
bin
go.
for storage, so I can just buy the bigger bags.
Well, Iams is a bit expensive for me. So
Okay, Iams looks like it's a bit more expensive, but I've actually found that they eat less, so the price
Mhm.
balances out. And they
Mm.
digest it better, so they also leave less in the litter box.
ah, here.
Yeah, it's a decent price for what you're
Yeah,
getting.
one more.
Yeah.
Well, he also eats wet food. We give him wet food, and then we have a dry in case he wants to eat a little more.
Yeah, well, that's I leave
try-
the Iams out for them all the time, and the wet food's
Yeah.
just kind of a treat thing. I give them
Yeah.
occasionally.
Yeah, with Molly, I give her a scoop of wet food in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
along with the kibble. So
Yeah.
she gets just kibble in the morning,
You're
and
such
then
a good
afternoon she gets
boy.
the kibble with wet food.
Okay, so
Well-
Mom NATO, you got
Mhm.
anything coming up? Any future appearances?
Not that I know of.
We'll just probably see you over on Lavender's on Sunday.
Yeah, why? What's up?
Hey, Tornado.
Oh, yes, he's wearing his Disney outfit.
Yep.
That's what one of the outfits he's going to wear to Walt Disney World.
I even got Mickey Mouse shorts.
Yeah. The Mickey Mouse 28. Yep. So, why? What's up?
Just kind of doing the wrap up here to sign off so I
Yeah.
can go and have dinner.
Yeah, I did send you a message. The amount left, because Minna sent the rest of the money.
Okay, yeah, we'll work
Yeah.
that out.
So I sent it to you on Twitch. or Twitter,
Yeah.
not Twitch. My brain is twitching. So,
Okay.
all right,
Well,
I will see you.
well, before you go, make sure you grab that link I put
Yes,
in the
I
private
did.
chat.
I've got it open up on another window. So.
Okay. Just want to make
Right.
sure you
Yeah.
have
Bye,
that.
guys. Happy birthday,
Okay.
Purple.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Tornado says happy birthday.
Yep,
too.
I heard him.
Yep. All right. Bye-bye, guys. Bye, Lavender.
Take care.
Later.
Okay, Diana. Yeah, we know you're having some problems, but can we still expect you to be doing your regular shows?
Yeah, excuse me, I'm wanting to work on that and be better at that. So I want to do the Sunday shows at noon, and I think I want to try to be on air tomorrow.
Well, around what time? Do you?
I'm not sure. Tomorrow, let's see, tomorrow's Thursday. So probably after 7. Because tomorrow's the
Okay.
dialysis day.
Okay. Well,
Okay, yeah, if it's later in the evening tomorrow, I can probably go.
Yeah,
Probably
same
be
here.
there.
I got a lot of running around to do. I got to do tomorrow, but if it's later in the afternoon, I could probably stop in.
Yeah, that's same with me. Whether or not I make it home by 7 is kind of going to depend on the buses.
Okay. Yeah, my chair time was switched to 13:30 hours, so I don't have a morning chair time anymore. I think I like the mornings better.
Yeah, even if you did have to get up before sunrise for them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Because the entire day is shot with a 1 o'clock chair time.
Yeah. Well, Mage, I saw your thing about how your yard-long beans are going.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good. Looks like either a bird or a squirrel's getting to some of them, though. I had to had to wrap some of them up in some window screening. Hopefully they'll keep them safe because I want to let those go to seed so I can have some for next year.
Yep.
But I don't really have any. I had a project I was working on for another video, but unfortunately the weather doesn't want to cooperate, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna get that out. But also have my movie night, which is a private thing. I put those in the DMs and Lavender Later's DM, Purple's DM. If anybody wants, they can just private message me on Twitter. Send you a link. I think those are on Monday at 9 p.m. The next showing will be Little Shop of Horrors.
Yep.
The musical with Rick Moranis.
And Lavender and Mage are giving Eastern times.
Yeah, those are Eastern times.
Yeah.
And of course, I'll be over on Lavender Ladies these shows on Sunday or possibly tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I'll just be here doing the same thing next week at the same time. And, I'll be over on Lavender's stream on Sunday, although I usually come in halfway through because she starts before I get up.
Nah.
It's a Sunday. If I was going to get up on the morning on Sunday, I might as well have stayed Christian.
There you go.
Okay, so with that, we thank you all for being here. Thank you all for joining us and for all the birthday wishes. And of course, I need to thank the people who keep sending me money every month, help me keep this thing running. I know Greg Hart was with us here when we started. And the Lavender Lady, of course, with us now.
Who the hell is that?
Yep. Southern Sal, Vonrek, Robert X, Kitty the Atheist, and still my largest donor is Skits Crasher. He sends me something on Patreon at the beginning of on PayPal at the beginning of every month. So thank all you people for, helping me pay for the StreamYard subscription and help pay my internet bills. Oh, sorry. And with that, then, we will bid good evening, and we will see you next week.
Later.
Take care, everybody.